And we're live.
Hey, hey, podcast.
See, every single time.
Oh,
We gotta come in on like we're just swooping in, like we're already in the middle of a sentence, and then it's just like, and there we go. We're live.
I mean, to my credit, you were like, we're almost live. We're live.
Yeah.
That is true.
So I don't take the blame there.
We were having a wonderful conversation, and then you said, "Shut up, guys. We're almost live." And so, I mean, he just fed off of that.
I'm a little bossy.
We had a good convo too about corn and porn. Which you can't even make a hybrid off of that. It's like it's either corn or porn.
Porn. Okay, anyway,
Porn.
welcome in, guys, to the Elsewhere podcast. And today we've got AlphaTyler, who's
That's me.
yeah, and Skulls, I guess. I mean, yeah.
Hi guys.
By the way, if you guys don't know AlphaTyler or haven't checked out his channel, check the description. It is there. There's a link. He does all kinds of stuff about that throughout tonight. But
Dude,
definitely give him a subscribe and randomly go on his videos and like them just because, you know, why not? Right?
That's true. That's true. But watch him too, though. You know.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you swinging through. Really appreciate it.
I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a long ass time. I've not been in the Discord.
That's our Elsewhere, always scripted and professional. Yes.
Yeah.
That's our brand. We got this. Yeah.
Good to see you guys. Yeah, we got Jared in here. We got Wolf. We got Papa Shoot. We got everybody.
Shoot.
Hey, Jess. Hey, JJB. What's up?
Hey, Chill Rock and Truth.
Wow,
What up,
in a
guys?
row.
Yeah.
Look at there.
Aw, there's a wifey.
Hi, Sierra. That's a pretty lady, though.
Well, I mean, sure.
Am I missing something?
That's his wife.
I need her phone number.
Oh, okay.
We need to-
That makes a lot more sense. I was like, oh, is he hitting on? Who's he hitting on?
Yeah, hit up AlphaTyler in DMs. You know,
Yeah.
we'll hook that up.
DM me, lady.
It's Monday. I worked today, of course.
It is Monday. It feels like Monday.
Yeah, it's a very Monday, like a Monday.
Yeah, Garfield Monday.
I don't know what Jason's talking about. He says that I tend to take things off the rails. I never. I stay perfectly within the bounds and never take anything off the rails, sir.
Yes, I'm sure Streamlabs is sleeping because, you know, why not? Right? Gotta make you work for it. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, by the way, I didn't get a notification from Me6 yet. Just saying.
I did.
Yo, Me6 is a bitch to me. I swear to God. I fucking hate this dude.
Hey, what's up, Annette? That's my friend from forever.
Like Elon Musk needs to come in and fix Me6. Like,
Right?
bro.
Instead of wasting all that money on Twitter, spend it on us.
I know. Elsewhere, community Elon, if you're listening, which I know you're not, for a fact. Yeah, do that. Get on it.
Hey,
Get on it.
Truth. Thank you. Tip $20. My fam. Damn right. That's my brother from another mother, which is kind of cliche, but whatever.
Honestly, at this point, Elon may be listening because I'm pretty sure he is technology now. I don't know that like he could more successfully integrate himself into the technological world.
So
Yeah,
maybe
this is probably on his queue.
he just
know?
absorbs it like organically and like
Yeah.
it just like absorbs through his skin and the air. He just knows things, got like a hive
Yeah.
mind.
Every
100
time he takes like a deep breath in, he's like absorbing like 20 years worth of like content from YouTube.
Nah, absolutely. Like Elon is just if it exists in the digital universe, like it's part of him now. You
Yeah.
just have to accept that.
So okay, technically, if I exist in the digital universe, am I like up in him? That's gross.
Yeah, you are inside of him.
Ew.
Like corn.
Fuck, dude.
Context. Context. No.
He's right now. He probably just got like the sudden urge to have corn. He's just
He
like, I don't
wants-
know why,
He
but
wants corn so bad.
I want corn. And then he's like put on corn, listening to that too.
Yeah. It's just all forms of corn.
Yeah. Watching corn porn. God damn it! You gotta get off this corn porn thing.
You did
I'm
it.
irking I know I'm irking myself out even more. And I keep bringing it up.
You're
'cause
gonna end up
I hate
looking it up later. I'm just saying.
I'm
You
not.
should-
I'm not.
curi-
I will
curi-
trust you.
Curiosity will win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into incognito, go to Cornhub, and see what happens. 50 Shades of Corn.
Popcorn.
This is a great podcast so far.
It's kind of.
totally- I mean, we can just end it right here, and I think the job has been done. I think success has been made.
I agree.
Now everyone who didn't know me fully understands my brand.
I agree with that actually. I think we're kind of on point right now. Like if you need.
I feel good. I feel like I invested in some Elon stocks, you know? Like,
Well, you did something with his stock. I mean,
bro, I wanted him to own Twitter so bad, even though I
Dude.
know he's got like a backup plan. I'm
He
curious.
needs to though. Like really, the world would be a better place if Elon owned Twitter, and that's not even a joke.
It's not. It would be so much better. And I'm secretly hoping he buys YouTube, but you know.
Patrick,
Probably.
50 Shades of Cat. Like,
Mm,
would it be like purple, green?
Meow.
Really?
Yeah, sorry. For my
Tabby.
ASMR folks.
Yeah, we're not doing that again. We're not going through that again. It's like a
You're
thing.
gonna get
Oh, you
DMs
just-
again.
Yeah, I'll start getting
into the ASMR side. You know where you.
not on purpose.
The ass mister.
Yeah.
Stop. And it's not on purpose, and then my DMs start blowing up, and they're like, "Hey, that was cool," and I'm like, "Stop, guys." No, but people in the chat don't know the context of the corn porn,
Well, you know,
and that's
Uh,
okay. They can Google. It's fine.
I hope that curiosity leads someone to discover what I discovered roughly 16, 17 years ago. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
Patrick, I'll scroll up. Hold on, let me scroll up. Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I got 3 streams going right now and can't keep up with a single one of them. Bravo. And I will tell you how to do it. What you do is you set your audio levels different. So each stream is at a different volume level. Obviously not like one notch, but like, you know, one's kind of low and one's kind of high. So you can differentiate your brain. If you train yourself, your brain will listen to each one separately, and you can tune in on if you hear like trigger words that are going to make you pay attention to that more. I do that while I mod multiple streams. Because then I realize by what the person's saying that there's something probably going on, or, you know, or maybe they're like, oh, well, yeah, let's go into Discord. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I go jump in there and drop the Discord link, or, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, you just do it different volume levels. That's the best way so far, I've figured.
Is your last name Musk?
Ew.
Is
Cat
it totally
Musk?
Cat
That's gross.
Yeah, Cat Musk.
Kitty Musk. No.
Fucking Cat Musk. Oh man, hold on. I gotta do this in the chat. Hold on.
Tanya says, no, last time I Googled an elsewhere topic, I had to wash my eyes with bleach.
you know, that may happen again if you follow my advice, but I still encourage it.
Yeah, why not? You know, expand your, if the more you know, right?
Exactly. You know, you never lose from learning.
Well,
I don't know. There's some things I wish I could unlearn.
exactly.
No.
Hey, Bill, I don't do multiple headphones because, I mean, I only have 2 ears. I just do the levels.
That's true.
And I only have one screen, so I can't be watching all of them at the same time. Like, I have to, like, listen to one while I watch another.
Good lord. How do you
got, like-
survive?
It's not,
Yeah,
I'm used to
that
it.
would, that would like make my wires like cross. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't
You
know what the
crossing
fuck-
streams?
Yeah, like I would think like if I would think like Nick's voice is coming out of Truth, and
Well,
I would get so fucked up, dude.
you know,
You ever do that?
Truth did
You ever-
he did advise you that if you wanted more viewers on your channel,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, Photoshop
Well, I was
his
gonna
face.
I was gonna use Nick's face, but now he's shaved, and that ain't gonna work.
Well, we don't do underage channels here.
Yeah.
We don't do teenagers. Sorry.
Nick Musk.
Gross. But no,
I hope he's not lurking.
oh, I'm sure he will be at some point,
No,
or someone is
seriously,
gonna rat
though,
us
bro.
out. They're talking shit on you, Nick.
I thought the clean shaved looked good. It remind me of a Mad Men kind of look.
Yeah, when they were in high school,
Clean shave where?
Nick shaved everything. He shaved his whole face on stream
shaves.
last night.
Everywhere. You mean like Mike? He got like a Michael Phelps thing going on.
I really don't know. I didn't
No
ask.
hair anywhere, not even eyebrows.
No, I meant his whole like
I did.
mustache and beard and
Well, that's not your whole face.
It's not everything.
like rip me on a technicality. I don't have a beard. I don't know the terminology, y'all.
The nose down.
Well,
don't
and the
recognize
chin
the name.
up. You know, to be technical, since y'all are being like that. So, like,
No, but then that would be like his hair, and then that would be his eyebrows.
no, but his nose down,
yeah, if
his
it
chin
was
up.
the nose down, yeah, then it'd be his pubes. Yeah, you're right.
Say something else.
You got me.
I got you.
Kudos, Cat Musk. Oh, Jay's here. Hey, Jay. Was he always here?
He
No,
probably.
he was late.
He's always around.
He's
Somewhere.
late.
Late.
'Cause He had to run
Fashionably
to the
late.
store to get cigarettes because he's, didn't prepare for this stream that we've been talking about for a fucking week.
Damn, bro. I hope you paid mad taxes on those cigarettes.
Wow. Desiree, if Streamlabs were not sleeping right now, that would actually work. You'd hit !XMC in the chat and you would get the channel. However, Streamlabs is being a little asshole.
Ooh.
Man, fuck Streamlabs.
Streamlabs
Yes.
doesn't like cat musk.
Elon, excuse me, sir. Can you please fix this? Thank you. I was just putting it out in the universe, figuring he would just absorb it through osmosis or something.
Can you imagine what you would do with Elon Musk money though? Like I would buy just dumb
I would wipe
things,
my
like-
ass with it. I would literally throw it at people. I would, write notes on it. I would do all kinds of stuff.
I would legit rent out like I don't know, like a basketball stadium, like when the Bulls and the Lakers are playing or something. Cancel the game, have it moved elsewhere, and just walk out when everybody's expecting the teams and take a shit in the middle of the court.
Well, I did not
And then-
expect that to be the conclusion.
I mean,
Well,
but why
it's the
wouldn't you?
conclusion for him, not the janitor. The janitor has to clean that up.
No, you know what? I would be perfectly fine with paying my own people like
Yeah.
20,000 just to clean it up. Just be like, "Oh, sorry, dude. Didn't mean to inconvenience you. And here's $1,000 just for being a janitor." I don't know. Like
I
fuck.
would totally volunteer. Be like, I'll take the 20 to clean it up. It's cool. I got you. You don't need to go any
mean-
further. I will
I mean,
fly
it's just-
in and do that.
It's just an obscene amount of money if you think about it. Like dude just has so much money. Like he can do whatever he wants.
You know, I actually learned today too. He doesn't even have a house right now.
Yeah, no, I
No,
read
he
about
lives
that
in
a
the
while back.
universe. He lives in the static between the molecules. Like he doesn't actually have a body anyway. So like, what the fuck does it matter if he has a house?
That's
I
true.
think he just lives on his private jet.
I don't-
Technically.
I don't
like-
know where he literally lives, but I do remember him selling his house not long ago because he was like, I
He
just
was
don't.
collecting 'em.
Well, he had like 20 of them, and he was
Yeah.
like, I just don't need these material possessions anymore. It's like, what the fuck are you?
Smart.
I
I mean, he's
guess.
right. He doesn't fucking need them. You know, he works like what, like 120 hours a week. Like, just sleep where you work, because
Honest-
you know. You don't sleep.
But like at his point, isn't it just always work? Aren't you really just always working? Because what does he even do if you think about it? Like he literally gets paid to think,
He
and so
exists.
like, yeah, he's paid to exist at this point and think, and like he's always doing that. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, like his idea of vacation is like a TED talk.
Yeah, let me let me enlighten some of you. And if you really listen to him, I mean, first of all, he's radical as hell. Like
He
he
really is.
has fantastic views on things, but like he's so outside of the mainstream in the world today, which is crazy because like isn't he now the richest man in the world, like officially?
I'm pretty sure, unless there's
I
some
think so.
chic that nobody knows about. But here's the thing: all he needs to do to kind of lock it in is create like a faux Scientology type thing, like just create a religion.
He will never do that though. He has too many morals.
No,
He's
but
somehow
I'm just
no,
saying people would join. It'd be easy.
but somehow he managed to break the code of being enormously rich, amazingly successful, and still having dignity and morals. Like it makes no sense.
Yeah. You know, I kind of find it funny too that you said the Scientology thing because I just thought of Elon Hubbard.
Yes,
That
Oh,
Errol Ron.
Elon
Yeah.
Hubbard. Yeah.
just Elon Hubbard.
Oh, please, let's
El-
go into Scientology on this stream, please, please.
Elon Hubbard.
Yeah, just a bunch of lizard people, right? That's what people think he is, right? They think he's
He,
a lizard or
he
some
could
shit.
he could just do Xenu with a Z and the Galactic Empire instead of Confederation, right?
Isn't he naming his children like the bots in Star Wars?
Bro, his children have ridiculous names.
Like R2D2 or like XMC3PO or something like that.
No, they're even crazier than that. Like there's symbols and shit.
That's rude. How do you
Hmm.
pronounce a symbol?
I have no idea. Well, I mean, Prince taught us you can pronounce it however I say you pronounce it. So
Depending on your
I
mood.
guess, yeah.
People would just go up to his kid and they're like, "Hey, you."
Hmm. Hi, Zil.
Yeah.
Like that reminds me of Eddie Murphy Raw. If y'all have seen Eddie Murphy Raw when he talks about the chick with the bone plate lip,
Yeah.
being hands down hilarious. If you haven't seen it, go watch Eddie Murphy Raw. He wears the weirdest outfit. I guess it was cool in the 80s. I don't know. Hilarious. Anyway.
I have to go back. I haven't seen that since I was like a kid and probably didn't understand most of it.
Oh, I understood it. And here's the thing: I will never forget. I watched it like 85 times. But no, honestly, people are all saying that. I've been seeing that all over the internet. Where people are like, "Oh, I wish Elon would buy. I wish Elon would do this. I wish." And Jay just said he's buying Twitter to turn it to free speech because he's like, "Bitch, watch, hold my beer, like, or
Yeah.
hold my existential plane, drink,
Well,
like whatever the
the
fuck
thing
it is."
the thing is, like, all the gatekeepers are trying to stop him from it now because if you make one platform a free speech platform and it's a successful platform, I'm not talking about like Rumble and these other things that are never going to amount to anything. But if you take a major platform like Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, something like that, and actually give free speech there, it's going to topple the whole empire. Like everybody is either going to have to get on board and give free speech or shut their stuff down. And so everybody is terrified now. And they're like, no, Elon can't own Twitter. Well, I mean, really and truly, it's a lose lose for them because either you let Elon buy Twitter and now like that free speech platform actually exists, or B, everybody bands together and blocks him and then you out yourself, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, there's a shout out to Wolf. He tipped $5. Just saying hi. Skull's audio. See, finally someone's telling us. Skull's audio is much lower than AlphaTyler, and his is lower than Cat's. I can barely hear Skull's, but also love y'all. So I just played with the settings. Give me
Here. You can let us know if this is an improvement. And if it's not, I could always turn up my signal a little bit, but that might distort me at the same time.
just yell.
I also yell a lot when I get passionate, so that's probably my fault.
Yeah, you went up a couple gears there. It's okay though. It's okay. I do too. Loud noises. How are the
Well,
levels?
I don't yell. I speak louder and with more of a presence. just to kind of announce myself. But some people take it as yelling, and so then they're like, "Stop yelling at me."
No, it's a microaggression.
Yes.
My butthole hurts. I'm sorry. I fucking hate people like that.
I do too.
Yeah, people are
See, sounds good
ridiculous.
now.
You know,
Much
those are
better?
the type of people that don't want free speech. Is it better?
Yay. Yes, it's better.
Is it good?
Am I still
We're
too
we're
loud?
like on a 30-second buffer though, so
That's true.
let's just wait here in silence for 30 seconds and see if my levels are good now.
I love those awkward ones because then we're not talking, so then they forget to hear it. Then they have to wait 30 seconds for us to talk again. Hey Jay, I
Sorry,
rant too. I think Skulls doesn't rant as much as everybody else. I rant. I'll be quiet. If I get real quiet for a good 7 minutes, there's a rant coming at some point. I'll just
my rants are sparing, like
Yeah.
because if I rant a lot, I usually repeat myself. So who wants to listen to me repeat myself a million fucking times?
I don't mind repeating myself. I will rant if I'm upset about something. I mean, y'all should hear it when we get going on Metallica. We're not gonna do that tonight, but sometime, boy howdy.
Well, no,
It's come.
that's the thing though. Is there's a difference between, and this actually was a conversation that kind of came up in my server earlier because I was being an asshole. I was being a brat. And I was poking bears about Easter, just because I could, just because I wanted to. It was one of those things where I was like, okay, because everybody put, I do rant Wallflower. People are putting in Happy Easter, right? And they're putting in the gifts and stuff, which is great, and that's cute. It's nice, and it's nice for everybody to, same like put good morning. It's friendly, it's nice, it's great. Sure. So I decided to be an asshole, and I'm just like, also for people who aren't Christian or don't celebrate it or whatever, Sunday. Why? People, and I put in there, and here's the kicker, put in there, I have to go back and read it, but I basically said, by the way, I just thought somebody should acknowledge that not everybody, like I was just being an asshole. Starting shit. It worked.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't personal. It was a conversation. It was literally people don't realize that, don't realize, which is not taken away from people who celebrate or are wishing each other happy Easter or happy Merry Christmas, whatever the case may be. However, it was just a special, by the way, not down with that, well, happy Sunday to you too. I was poking bears, but
can I just say this? Can we stop making fucking holidays and shit? Like I'm getting annoyed as shit.
Dude.
Like, dude, the other day I saw April is now cannabis or weed awareness month. I was like, really? I didn't know anyone missed the memo on weed. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
yeah,
I swear to God, everyone wants a cookie for everything, and it's just like, dude. Well, how about we just talk about shit when it's relevant? Why do we need a fucking month for it?
The thing about what I said in the server though, and here's people that have been around me for a long time, are aware of this, and it happens a lot. Like I was telling when I was working with NFT stuff, a lot of people were in the Asian market. They're in Indonesia. They're in all these different countries. So their schedules are flipped, right? And the one thing it irritates me to no end is every time you'd say, "Hey guys, good morning," because I would wake up. It's 5 a.m. and I say good morning, and I just drop a good morning in there. Well, it's evening. It's nighttime here. It's 6:00 p.m. So then replace morning with whatever the fuck time it is where you are.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my thought process that I didn't articulate well yesterday, where I was being like, it could be Happy Easter or Happy Sunday. It could be whatever it works for you. Legit. Happy.
It's like
strip down and go skinny dipping. I don't know.
At the end of the day, who the fuck cares?
All three.
It's a it's a positive gesture,
Right.
It's like, why wouldn't you take it? Why are you rejecting positivity just because they don't have the details right? I can see if you're autistic and then you're like, oh, okay, well, and they don't get it, but
it just blows your whole world up. You're like, oh my god, it's evening.
Yeah.
And then you because explanations and you have to prove it to them and send them receipts and stuff. That would be a problem.
Yeah. I mean, they take everything very literal, so it's like, oh, okay, I can understand that, but like, bruh, it's just a nice gesture. I think Dane Cook did like a fucking bit on that when he was funny. When he said someone said God
That
bless
was
you
never
to
a
him.
thing.
I thought that one special in that huge arena was pretty funny. But I like where he said it was like God bless you, and the person said I'm an atheist. And it was like,
Yeah.
oh God. I hate people like that.
I was gonna mention that a minute ago because I have, I talk about religion a lot. And it's funny because, I'm personally a Christian, but I have a lot of friends who are not. And I've never, like, that's never been an issue in our dealings with each other. And I'm like, it's funny. You see atheists out here sometimes though, and they're like, please don't say that you're praying for me because I don't believe in your God. And it's like, why don't you just appreciate that someone has you in their thoughts enough
Yep.
to like pray for you to what they believe in? You may not believe in it, and that's fine. Just say, oh, well, thank you for your thoughts.
Well,
You know?
just next
I
time
just want to say,
tell him I'm gonna wipe my ass for you. You're welcome.
I'll make
or
sure to
just
scrub extra hard for you.
yeah, I'm gonna watch corn porn for you. And then I'm gonna pick it out of
Wow.
well, if you had a vagina, but
I do.
well, not okay, Kat. Okay, you're gonna have to do that for us then.
Okay.
In our-
Kat is gonna do this for you. You're welcome.
yes. So Kat's gonna pick out corn.
I I really do agree with Skulls though when he was talking about the holidays for everything, because I don't know if you've looked at not not a real calendar, because a real calendar won't acknowledge these atrocities, but if you look online, I'm pretty
Daysoftheyear.com.
sure, well, I'm almost positive every day of the year is some kind of
It is.
whatever day at this point, and like some days are multiple things,
That's what I
and
was
it's
about to say. Go to daysoftheyear.com. No joke. I used to troll it. It gives you the description. It has the week, the day, the month, the season, and the
yeah.
year of, and it explains all the holidays. And they're ridiculous. Some are funny, but most are ridiculous. But that's a really good source. But no, keep going. Sorry, I know where it is because I used to like obsessively troll it.
No, well, like the thing to me, I didn't realize this was a thing until a few years ago, and someone mentioned that it was Grandmother's Day or something. I'm like, okay, like I can see that. Like my grandma is important to me too. And we have Mother's Day, we have Father's Day. Those are holidays. So hey, Grandmother's Day, let's go. And then like a few months later, they were like, it's Grandfather's Day. I have to get my grandpa something, and I'm like, okay, yeah, if Grandmother's Day is a thing, that's cool. Then like a couple of months later, it's like, oh well, it's Granddaughter's Day. I'm like, what in the fuck is happening right now? Like does why is there 20th cousin day? Is there great niece day? Like what the fuck is this world?
Do you
Why do
want to
I
know?
feel like the person that was coming up with those holidays, it was like, oh, my grandmother died. Let's make a grandmother's day in honor of her. And then like a week later, grandfather died. Oh, it's grandfather's day.
Yeah, for real though.
There's like a tragic story behind how
Do you
how those days came to
do
be.
you want to know what today is, just for fun?
Sure.
Oh god.
There's multiple. You ready?
It's Monday.
Well, it is. Monday, April 8th, 2022 is National Pinata Day. It's one of
Of
them.
course. Of course it is.
National Columnists Day.
What?
Like writing a.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
National Animal Crackers Day.
What?
This is ridiculous.
Oh, that's not
Dude,
all.
my brain fell off.
It's World Heritage Day.
World okay.
National Lineman Appreciation Day. Shout out electricians.
Oh my god. No, I'm from Kentucky and there's nothing I hate more than the world's worship of linemen. I'm sorry. Like, shout out if you are one, but there are fucking electricians and plumbers and everything out here that have a fucking trade. You're not special. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's Pet Owners Independence Day. What the fuck does that mean?
Like, why can't we just have like a
And
Workers Appreciation Day?
Well, and
Boom.
you
Boom.
can literally
Oh.
favorite some of these. Like, you're the ones you like best. You can save them so your calendar will tell you next year. Oh, it's also International Amateur Radio Day. Technically, this podcast falls under that category.
Did you say Pet Owners Independence
Yes.
Day?
Do you want the description? Hold on, it has a description.
Why am I
Only,
picturing?
only.
I'm picturing the movie Independence Day with animals now.
Well, I'm just picturing that because I own pets, I get to be independent of every other country today, which means I am declaring war on someone by the end of the day.
Oh, okay.
Byron.
The idea of this wacky holiday is that we owners get a turn at lying on the carpet while our fluffy friends try out their talent in the workplace. The fuck you say?
Bruh.
I'm t- I'm taking my dog into a recording studio on April 18th of next year, and I'm gonna be like, mix a song, bitch.
Bork, 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 bork.
Bork, 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 bork.
It's also Coin Week.
It's what?
Coin Week.
I thought you said Corn Week. I was about to lose my
That
shit,
would
bro.
have been great.
Corn Week would have been perfect.
Oh my god.
So then also April, not just today, April is Poetic Earth Month, Stress Awareness Month, Active Dog Month. I guess the inactive dogs get them their own. I don't know.
I wasn't aware of stress. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Summer Tire Changeover Month. I'm skipping some. There's so freaking many of these. National Decorating Month.
See,
Straw
how are there
Hat
this
Month.
many and no one has realized how stupid this is?
Adopt a Ferret Month.
I own a ferret.
Month of the Military Child. National Garden Month. National Jazz Appreciation. National Couple Appreciation. Like, bleh.
I will not celebrate military children because they are all horrible.
I want a national fuck holidays month.
Same.
For real.
Can we opt out? Like, uncheck that box.
You know what?
Yeah,
Probably
become a
caused
Mormon.
This? What really caused this was somebody looked and they're like, "Why is there a Black History Month without a White History Month?" Because we've all heard that guy, right? Like a lot of people say that.
Yes.
And so that guy probably at some point was like, well, this is White History Month. And then somebody heard this guy saying, okay, I'm celebrating White History Month here. And so they were like, well, I want fucking Spanish Toenail Day or something. And like it all spiraled from this.
Yeah, I think that's probably where it was born.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's all born in entitlement and people thinking the world fucking.
Oh, it is. It's dumb.
I mean, flat out, because I drink my drink with a straw, and there's a day for that. It's my day. Like, how dare you have your own day? How dare we only have like a couple of acknowledgement to like really show our appreciation to some like really important people in our lives, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, grandparents. Okay, fine, or birthdays, and then the major holidays, whatever, right?
Grandparents' Day is stupid. Okay,
I don't do
Grandparents are
anything for it. I'm
someone's-
just saying.
as a grandparent, you are someone's parent. That means you already have Mother's Day and Father's Day. Don't be greedy just because you're old.
And honestly, I feel like for most people, that day is just another day to mourn
Yeah.
your grandparents.
Wow.
Like that's not really. I mean, let's be honest. Like
Well, all of mine have
grandparents.
passed away,
are
so
old.
I guess technically, but I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, I mean.
But
I
thank
mean,
you
that's
for
how I
making
feel.
sure I
All my-
see it in that perspective now. I appreciate that.
Well, see, you opted out, so
Oh,
don't
I
blame
did.
me.
Yes, I did. So I don't get to. I opt into the feelings, but not the celebration. How about that? I can be like feel all kinds of some type of way about it. However, when it comes to me having to purchase anything, I totally opt out. Or acknowledge
Yeah.
anyone, or have to go out of my way to text someone, or
Yeah.
pretend like I give a shit that day when I didn't bother the rest of the year. Right?
I'll tell you on the holiday piece. What really pisses me off too is if you look at the holidays. I don't know if you guys have gone to Walmart recently around a holiday. They no longer wait until the holiday is actually over to start taking down their decorations and their seasonal aisle and everything. It's the day before the holiday now. And this really became apparent to me on Halloween last year when I went to Walmart to get some candy to give kids in case they stopped in at my house. And I realized they have taken all the Halloween things down already on Halloween. And I'm like, this is like, how does this make sense? And not only that, they just skipped Thanksgiving and they had already put up Christmas things. And so I'm like, it's Halloween, and I walk in, and the first thing I see is just a row of Christmas trees. I'm like, why?
I saw that too. I can't remember what store it was, and I don't remember which. I mean, recently I've seen that in general. But yeah, you're completely right because
I
that's
can't complain too hard just because I've seen a lot of stores put like that stuff in clearance. So I'm like, oh, okay.
well,
I'll
that's
take
why
it
I
for
was gonna
cheaper.
go
Yeah.
shopping today. I told my kids, I'm like, we're going Easter shopping the day. We always go the day after. That's why we don't ever celebrate on the day. You
Yeah.
know, because I don't celebrate with like bunnies and stuff anyway. Like I don't generally do holidays, bah humbug. But on the flip side, I love the day after because you go in 75% off bit.
Oh yeah.
And I stock up. I've had the same Easter egg dyeing kits for 5 years, y'all. I bought at 15 cents a piece. I bought like 80 of those motherfuckers.
Bro, do you know how many bags of white chocolate Reese's eggs I have in my house right now because of the day after Easter? I mean, come on.
Well, see, I just got off work. I didn't get to go yet, and my kids were kind of pissed off. They're like, "You said we were going." I'm like, "But I'm busy. I can't." They'll go tomorrow. We're in school. Oh,
Was that your angry voice?
that was their angry voice. Yeah.
Oh,
No, that was
there-
mine.
oh,
I guess that was mine, huh?
yeah.
I do. I kind of go like a girly Cartman, sort of, but not quite as like crazy pitched.
Yeah. No kids.
I'm busy. Kids.
I just
This
realized
is my podcast.
Skulls has a really good Cartman, apparently.
He does. He's really good at impressions. Weird ones.
Yeah, I mean that one's kind of easy though. I mean, a lot of people can do Cartman. That's not anything special.
Do you see the Chiminator? Where do you find a dog with no legs? Right where you left him.
Wait, what happened? No legs, Jesus. It's just a hot dog, right?
That's good.
No, that's a sausage.
Wow.
What? Bro, I saw like the saddest but the funniest shit on TikTok today, of course, because that's how TikTok is. There's a cat with like why can't I talk? Neurological issues, and it kind of like it's almost like it has Parkinson's, so it's like bobbing around, and it was trying to eat like wet cat food, and it was just caked in like gravy all over its face. And it was just spitting out and shit. And I was like, oh, this is the cutest and the saddest thing I've ever seen.
You're grounded from TikTok.
Please do that. Just take my phone and delete it. But it doesn't even matter because it shows up on IG now and Facebook. Facebook feels like Instagram now.
It kind of does, especially since like the worst thing about Facebook now, because I mean, Facebook is almost irrelevant. Really, you don't log in there unless you have literally nothing better to do now. But
Yes, that's true.
they've started this thing. I don't, and I'm hoping it's not just my feed falling into some weird algorithm. But it's like there are these stupid fucking videos that are long as hell of people just doing things that you can tell are not real world things, are not things that make any measure of sense whatsoever, and yet they do them and they get all these views, and most of the comments are just hate comments saying this is stupid, why doesn't Facebook get rid of this? And I'm like, well, Facebook doesn't get rid of it because it has 15,000 views and like 12,000 comments and like 8,000 reacts to it. Like Facebook's not going to delete that, people. Stop engaging with it, you know?
Yes, that's exactly what I do. I click on it. I click the three dots. I click see less.
Yeah.
That's the end of my fucking experience with that shit.
Yeah, mine too. Like for a while I would watch them until I realized like this is all fucking stupid.
Yeah, it happened to me a
Remember-
couple times too, yeah.
Skulls,
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm such a bad person. Was it somebody we spoke with, or was it something I watched? I'm not sure. They were talking about how happy people. So don't take offense, anyone, okay? Happy people, like satisfied, happy, content people, don't spend their entirety on like
Sure.
right? They're saying that why do we see such negative things? Why don't they take down this negative stuff? Why do they push all this negative stuff? It's because, causing dissent, it winds you up. If you're like, yeah, fuck that guy. What the hell? And you go and it gives you another one that's kind of similar and you get worked up and you sit there and you tune in and you zone out to it and you go video to video and you go down those rabbit holes. If you're content, you're like, I ain't got time for this, and you move on. And see, that doesn't keep you on the platform, doesn't keep the ads running. It was probably that Social Network on Netflix, that show or the documentary they did.
I haven't seen or heard that before, but that is 100% the reason. Like on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube, like when stuff like that pops into my feed, I click because they all have an option to hide that content from your feed, from your channel and stuff. And like, I just don't want it in my life because I start watching these things and then I get pissed off. And then I'm like, why? But why am I even giving this thing my energy to begin with when I could just close this and go live my actual life, which this doesn't affect at all, you know?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And also, like, I think I've said this on another podcast, but like, yo, Instagram makes me feel like a fucking pervert.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
that's what got,
I'll go
yes,
to
you guys were, you and another male were saying that because I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And you're like, I think it was truth, maybe. I'm not sure.
well, bro,
Dude.
well, bro. Okay, so I'm interested in like, like bodybuilding. I mean, I was trying to, what do you call it? I was trying to be a personal trainer a while back before COVID.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested in that. So I follow some fitness instructors and stuff. And what that amounts to in the algorithm is, oh, I'm following people who work out. So let me show you a bunch of women with like really high, like thongs on, like working out outside by the beach. And it's like, bro, I like these
Yep.
channels because they're showing me shit. They're teaching me shit. They know their shit. And you're just assuming that I want to look at this. I mean, I'm not complaining exactly, but but it's like that's why are you suggesting that to me based on what I'm following? It's
If-
just like it's more of an assumption than it is anything,
Hashtag mindset will do the same thing. It'll get you all the people that are muscled and working out and like posing and, half naked, and it's all over the feed.
So mine is a weird mixture on Instagram of things I do enjoy and things that I've never looked up one time on Instagram. And so it's like I'm looking at a dude with like 16 abs right now for some reason. Like he's actually stretched out to have 16 abs and I don't understand why. Um a very gratuitous cleavage shot is almost immediately after, and then a MIDI controller, and then a dude scratching on a mixer, then this really jacked dude drinking a protein shake, then a chick with huge boobs, another chick with huge boobs, and then so on and so forth. And it's like
I want to know where you're looking because I want to see what mine says about me.
if you go on Instagram and just click the little magnifying glass to do a search and just look at
Oh,
what it shows by default before you type anything in. And the thing is though, I know for a fact I've never looked up anything that would algorithmically say I want to see women showing me their cleavage.
by the, just a fun fact: the automatic search terms. The suggestions at the top. Mine say Latin dance, bachata dancing, salsa dancing. I don't dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got healthy food Afro dance. The fuck is an Afro dance?
My,
Baddie outfits.
mine says dog memes, which I probably have looked for. Fitness motivation, which I don't know if you guys have seen me. I'm a proud proprietor of a father figure. Then I have gym memes, which I'm also not looking at. Creative makeup, which makes no fucking sense. And DJ setup, which I know that I do actively search. So
Yeah,
By
I
the
got
way,
makeup
guys, feel free to put it in chat with which Truth just did, what yours is showing you, and you can also, if you're in the Discord, you can drop pictures in the Discord, like take a screenshot, because I'm about to do that right now, because I don't understand. So
You
think
had a
it's
bunch of pimple. Yeah, that just happened
I
to me
think
too.
that's
But,
great.
but dude, there's a girl right now. Okay, yeah. I don't want to click on it because then you know what? Fuck it, I'll do it. Yeah, this girl has a split tongue and she has like 2 cups, and she's like picking them up, both up at the same time with her split
That's
tongue.
awesome though. Why would you not watch that?
Oh my god! Don't cross your eyes while you're doing it. Oh, freaking me out, dude. Okay, yeah, and this is why I don't go on Instagram like that.
That's great.
I posted a
Jesus.
picture of what showed up on mine, and I don't know why. I don't know
She
where the
needs to do a
dancing
video
came
with
from.
porn.
I wonder if I refresh it, if it'll change, like, or if it thinks like it's hearing me talk, because you know it can read your mind. So now that it realizes I'm unhappy, right, with what it's saying. By the way, shout out who just went through and liked like every photo I've ever posted on my channel. Period. Thank you. Oh, it's the same thing. I'm gonna refresh it. Oh, refreshing. Let's go. Oh shit. I'm posting this too.
I have an awesome video of some homemade anthill now after I refreshed it.
Like an anthill?
Yeah. Not like like one of the, what do you call them? Ant farms? Like the ones that you put in glass?
Oh yeah, yeah. Those are
Yeah.
interesting.
Dude, this is crazy.
Oh, Jesus Christ! What is that? A dildo that it's showing me?
What the? Is it corn?
The morning routine? Oh, it's for her hair. It looks like a
Uh-huh,
dildo.
Sure. Yeah.
It's
We'll go with hair.
That's a twisty thing. Yeah, I mean I mean the thumbnail for the video is like her with her mouth open with her tongue out with that long thing near her face. So yeah.
With that
There's
long
an
thing near her face.
implication.
Wait.
Yep.
I
That,
picked I picked the wrong time to zone out. Back up.
He's
So-
talking
so-
about corn and dildos and then morning routines. I think.
I took off on dildos and then came back on. She has her tongue out and that long thing by her face, and I'm like, wait, what?
yeah, okay, so it was like I think it was like a hair curler or something, but it was like really fucking long. And I mean that was like the thumbnail for the video. So of course, every dude's going to click on it.
Yeah.
But it was a hairstyling video. I thought it was going to be something very different.
By
Yep,
the way,
and there's
what's
oh,
up,
okay,
Sherry?
Haley
What's
Williams.
up, Blindside? I see you guys came in.
Hey.
And the One Voice and Heather.
Oh god, we're seeing some cucumber emojis.
Yeah. You know, you can't say dildo and not get cucumber emoji.
Oh, they looked hairy, the emojis. That just me?
You zoom in.
They're odd.
Yeah. Why was that funny?
Why are we talking?
They're
Oh yeah,
odd.
we were talking about something because somewhat serious about like the impact that going onto Instagram and and then all of a sudden we're like, whoo, we're in left field over there, picking our nose and like playing with the grass, looking in the stands.
Those are my two favorite hobbies.
Picking nose and picking grass. Okay.
There was
Yes.
a National Geographic episode about us. That would be pretty awful. There they are in the
There they
grass.
are, in the native habitat behind a computer screen.
It looks like they're picking their nose.
They're
Great.
looking at cucumbers and analyzing the
Oh,
hairs.
they're pickles, y'all.
How odd. Well, aren't pickles?
Pickles are
basically
just cucumbers that have been soaked in vinegar. Like,
I'm just saying, raisins and grapes don't look the same. I would think that pickles look like slices to me, as far as I'm concerned.
can we talk about why is it that pickled cucumbers are called pickles, but pickled carrots, pickled peppers, like anything else that you pickled has to be like a pickled X. It's not a pickle. Why is a pickled cucumber a pickle? It's the same process.
So what's a pickled pickle?
Exactly. It should be a pickled cucumber.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Oh my god, mind blown. Hold on.
The more you
Google.
know, Skulls.
Pickle.
Well, because maybe it's the default setting, right? It's just like you call the things you blow your nose with, you call them Kleenexes. That's not the brand all the time, but you call it Kleenex. Everybody knows what you're talking about, right?
I was looking up what a pickle is exactly just to see, the different definitions. And I like how the second definition was a difficult or messy situation. I completely forgot about that. Like, we're in a bit of a pickle.
Oh yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
Oh my god. Look.
Oh, yeah, okay, so there it is in a verb. Preserve in vinegar, brine, or a similar solution.
We're going
See?
to learn you today, guys.
It doesn't just have to be a cucumber. That's what I'm saying.
So what? Yeah. So
Why
why, do they turn the verb
overcomplicate it,
into a
Ty?
noun? If it's a
I'm-
process, then fuck. Oh my god.
Pickling
We
is
need
a
to have
process.
we need to have a natural. We need to have like a national like awareness. Spelling or word awareness.
He's
Fucking.
like make a PSA.
Pickle Awareness Day. Go to calendarwhatever.com and make that shit happen.
Truth, will you do a commercial for the pickle awareness?
Pickle Awareness Day.
Because if anybody's gonna do a commercial, it's gonna be Truth. I mean, honestly,
Oh yeah.
he makes the best
Yells
commercials.
merchandise.
The best. It's so cottony. Oh my
I did
god.
actually watch that one. I enjoyed that one.
Okay, so I have complete.
Wasn't he supposed to give you the video for that?
What? Oh.
Yeah.
Do I keep
you gotta-
forgetting about it? Yeah.
What were you
But-
gonna say? Cut off.
I forgot. I forget all the time. I tell him and then I forget, and it's just.
Did
that
you
simple.
forget your happy thought?
Oh, Canada.
That's your happy thought?
Is he singing "Oh Canada"?
I'm just picturing the movie Hook, and then fucking
Oh.
Robin Williams flying, and then he forgets his happy thought.
Oh, he starts dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just Canada. False.
Yo, that movie's so good though.
It really
Oh, I
is.
love
I hate the kid though. That little boy. I was like, I just wanted to slap him. I was like, oh, you
There's a
little twerp.
Fun
Which
fact:
one?
I hate most kids in movies. So
yeah. Kids usually aren't good actors. but-
kids are such shitty actors, and they never sell me on the character because it's always just so cheesy.
I think Dakota Fanning was a really good child actress.
No,
Oh, she
actually,
irritated me. I couldn't stand watching her ever.
You know
really?
who
I
is
thought she was great in Man on Fire.
Kirsten Dunst is a phenomenal kid. Was a phenomenal kid actor. Like
Yes.
in Interview with a Vampire. Like, come on now.
That was
Jeez,
really good.
yeah.
There's like
I never
actually
saw that movie.
that's the era where there were good child actors. That was that sweet spot where they did really well, and then they kind of grew up and they stayed in the industry and they did really really well. I think that's the end of the celebrity that I give a fuck about era, because all of them now are like our age or older or dying off at this point, like.
I've eaten too many children now.
And all of the people that are coming in that are supposed, I guess they're celebrities, I don't know who they are. I've never seen them. People are like, oh, well, what about, Blaze, Burfenbaugh? Who the fuck are you talking? I don't know who that is. And they're like, oh, well, in this movie. I don't watch movies. I'm sorry. I don't know who it is. It's like, I just don't care
Very
because they
European
just
name.
suck. They just suck in general. But yes,
Yeah.
Rufio. That was my favorite character, by the way. Freaking love Rufio.
Rufio.
Oh.
Fucking love that movie.
I do too.
Drew Barrymore has been a terrible actress since she was a child.
Yeah, I'm not a Drew Barrymore fan. I've never have been. However, I know that a lot of people are. That's cool,
I think she's good at what she does in terms of like the rom-com, like the Adam Sandler 50 First Dates things. It's like, yeah, stick with that.
Oh,
you
Ever
know, like-
After? She was amazing in Ever After.
I think she's horrible and needs to be punished.
How about
50 Shades of Barrymore.
Jessica Stiles? Is that her name? The one who did Swim Fan? Whew.
Oh,
Just,
yeah.
is
My
it
ex
Jessica
loved that
Stiles?
movie.
10 Things I Hate About You, like all those movies. I think celebrities in general are overrated. Period. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're
truly don't care.
literally glorified liars.
Well, one of
That's
the
literally
biggest
what they are.
problems we have in America is that we worship celebrities. It doesn't matter if you're talking about actors, musicians, whatever the case may be. Just because someone has a bit of notoriety, we literally bow down and pretend that they're a separate class of citizen, and it's ridiculous. Like, why do that? Why be that way?
No, and I get
Hey,
that.
man, I'm voting for Kanye. Okay.
Yeah, but Kanye is that freak, like who he should like. By no account is Kanye. he has celebrity status. He has all the accolades that make him a celebrity, and then he chose to just become weird as fuck and like eschew all of that status. Like, shout out to Kanye. I think Kanye's dope.
The greatest video of all time.
I mean, you don't see anybody else making a song called Chick-fil-A.
Made a song.
Yeah,
Okay, I
I
wouldn't
haven't
know.
listened to him I haven't listened to him in years.
It's a terrible song.
Yeah, I mean, he married a whore, and I was like, yeah, I'm not, whatever. It's all PR. It's all PR, so fuck it,
Well, that's
But I loved his first few albums
Yeah,
up until
no,
the Graduation. I think I really liked, and then
Kanye.
Why is
fell
it
off.
like the 2010s? Towards the end of the 2010s is like another when the music died. It's like we have another American Pie type song needs to be made. I don't care if it's rap. We need to make it, and like be like, this is what happened, and then the music died, the celebrities died, and now they're all just like pompous assholes who think we give a shit what they say, and actually no one does except the people. Like there's a niche group of people that are paying attention, and most of them are in middle school. So it's like, who cares? I mean, legit, who cares?
That song will be stuck in my head for a month now.
I know all the words. I love that song so much. Like I will play it at full blast and I will just belt it out horribly.
I'm so mad at you right now.
My favorite song right now is R.I.P. that pussy. We getting ripped tonight.
Wow.
See, yeah, take TikTok away from me.
Like, do they literally have? I just don't even care anymore. Like, wow.
Yeah, I reacted to the song "Dick"
I
forever
remember
ago.
that.
Yeah, and I mean, I took it down, but it was the stupidest fucking song ever created, and people were like getting pissed off at me because I shit all over it, and it was like, well, it's garbage. Like this song blew up on TikTok. Look at the shit with TikTok. It's like most people who are on TikTok are children. So like you're aiming this at children. It's like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Garbage ass
The
music
best
industry.
thing I ever did, and it's funny because, do you guys ever get random magazines that just show up at your house for like 6 months? I swear that my mom gets deals and like sends me magazines, doesn't tell me. I've been getting People magazine. I haven't read a single one. I threw them all away. I've been getting People magazine for like 2-3 months now, and I don't know why. I didn't order it. I just throw them in the trash. I don't care. The best thing I ever did was to stop. I just stopped. I don't watch like live TV. I don't watch any major sports. I don't go to the theaters and watch movies. I don't keep up with current shows generally because almost every show I loved has gone like COVID woke, period, like across the board. And I just was like, and I just turned it off. And then, like, there's just so much. I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to mainstream music. Like, I don't do a lot. And I've never been happier. Oh, and I stopped watching and reading about politics. I stopped. Because if there's something that's important, trust me, through the community, I will hear of it. And if I want to go check it out, I can. Or my mom will just send me article upon article upon article for how to raise your children articles. So
yeah, you'll hear it from miserable people.
well, I mean, and that's the thing. There is some stuff that happens that's kind of important that it needs. And I appreciate someone giving me a heads up. I do not swipe to the right on my regular phone screen to get the Google, stuff. I don't check news sites. I never go on the local news unless, there's a shooting outside my kid's school, and then I go see if it's on the news.
Is this a common thing?
It happened not too long ago. I was home. I was on the phone with Just Jen when that happened. And I heard shots. I'm like, what? That's not fireworks. Shot. Like, that's shots. And I just couldn't help myself. I drove up to the school and I was sitting. I walked up to the front door. They wouldn't let me in. They're like, there's an active shooter outside the school. And the cops were like crawling around trying to find the guy. So I was like, well, I didn't run because I'm too fast. I just like walked quickly back to my car and sat there. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell? Called Nick. I'm like, Nick. He's like, is there SWAT swarming the school? I said, no. He's like, then she's okay. Don't worry. And she's fine. Because he's like, if they were in the school, I get that. Otherwise, they're doing what they're supposed to. Calm down. Right. That happened just like 2 months ago. But aside from that, I don't go searching. And it's like the best most happiest I've been in my life. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, the internet is basically a giant like vacuum of anxiety and depression.
That's
You know.
cool.
Yes, a cesspool. That's the just like Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the internet was an actual place, it'd be Hollywood. You know.
I mean, how many times
Where
do you tell children when they're like, "Oh, well, I want to, I'm not cool or whatever." Well, the cool kids aren't cool. They're only cool because you allow them to be. If you don't think they're cool, they're not cool. Like they're only given that status not because they're like, "Hey guys, I'm cool." Right? That's
What?
not how it works.
There's that Cartman impression again.
That's I mean
Hey,
that's
guys.
that's one thing though, because I've worked with a lot of kids. Like I used to teach, and that's one thing I've always told kids is everybody, they're cool kids in high school and they're kids that get picked on and all this stuff. I said magically 4 years later, you're all the same and you're all adults. And it literally, you'll come back to your 10-year reunion and everybody's gonna pretend that they got along when they were in high school and none of that shit even matters anymore. So I don't know, it's just stupid how we perpetuate kids picking on each other and look at this notion of popularity, notion of like rich, poor, whatever, privileged and non, when really when you get out in the real world, none of that translates at all. And honestly, for the most part, the people who are the most successful tend to be the ones who try to get along with the more people as youngsters.
Yeah,
Well,
and also it's like the people who bully. I mean, they typically have like a false sense of superiority or confidence, and then when they get out of school, they realize that it is false.
Yeah.
All the meanwhile that they were picking on these people that they considered less than them, what they did was kind of help them out in some fucked up way, where it's like, okay, now they have thicker skin, they know they can handle shit, and it's like, then that's why there's that common trope where it's like all the popular people are like very unhappy, they're bald and shit. And then like the other people, the people that were picked on,
it's a
they're
car.
fucking good.
Well,
Like they're good, they're successful. They're Elon Musk.
Yeah.
but that's the
They're
thing, though,
they're
is it's the
they're not
illusion
Elon.
of popularity. And I'm sorry, but it's the same thing when it comes to this platform. It's that
Yeah.
simple. That's what this is about. This isn't about like, this sounds so horrible. This isn't about escalating people. Like that's not what it is. It's literally like you are a persona. You're a public persona, right? You are you, but you're trying to be real. You're a real person. Being able to talk to someone without it being about like grilling you for your details and give me your CV or whatever, like give me all of the information that you would put on LinkedIn, and explain why you're as cool as you are, right? Just have a conversation and see people as just real fucking people.
Well, that's the thing to me. I mean, your platform is what you use it for at the end of the day.
Yes.
And I didn't truly really understand what I was doing on YouTube for a long time because I started my channel as, just a place to hang out, talk about music and stuff like that. And then I started making connections with people, whether it was artists, whether it was, people like Bot who now, every week we do a show together, or if it was somebody, like you and Skulls have. And you know what I realized is I wanted my platform to be about the people who really just want to hang out and lift people up. When I started getting messages from people saying, "Hey, I was literally about to, end it all, and then I found this community and you guys lifted me up and it's been such a blessing to be able to come back and hang out and everything." Like that's when I really care about this because by all accounts, when lockdown stopped, I should have stopped doing YouTube because I only started YouTube because of lockdowns. You know what I mean?
Right. A lot
And
of people did. Yeah.
yeah, and so kind of realizing that you hit that piece of the community and you get all that in together. I mean, that's the thing though. Do you want to invest time in people? Are you here to actually make a genuine difference for people, or are you here to have thousands of people just look at you and listen to you every day? And there's not necessarily a wrong answer,
True. That's what I
but
was gonna
but
say.
I
There's no wrong answer.
yeah, but you really have to understand what you are doing with it.
Well, that's the thing is like we talk about this all the time. The community knows this. I would rather have a genuine, legit community, of smaller. And I don't need 100,000 people subscribed. I want the 10, 15, 20, however many, whenever at whatever level or point that we get, that are there and are engaged and are actually, they go back and they watch it if they missed it, they are interested, they are engaged, they are in the community, they interact with each other, they see each other around, you know, that's what I want. I would rather have that any day of the week than have, you know, like this channel is not monetized because we don't have that many subscribers, which is fine. Because in all honesty, I don't want to like do anything to jump it, because to me that's just, I don't want the what do they call them? What did we scheme call them? He called them dormant or something like that subscribers, the ones that like
Yeah.
jump in for one
Yeah.
video, subscribe, and never click on anything again, so you have all these subscribers and no interactions,
Yeah.
and then suddenly you get bumped down in the like, I don't want, and it's not even about the algorithm, it's just I like to see that, I'd rather the numbers go up onesie twosie because someone's like, wow, I like this content, or hey, that's cool, or hey, I want to hear what they have to say, and I want to
Yeah.
hear it next time and click on it, than to have a gimmick, right? You know, like I find a way to just swarm it with a bunch of numbers, and then all of a sudden we still have the same amount of people, the same people that were there in the first place, right? And a couple new, but then there's just all of these numbers. Okay, the numbers don't matter in that way to me.
No, they don't. They don't matter at all. I mean, literally, the only benefit to the number in my mind is getting to a threshold where you get your monetization, you know, and then the milestone points where you get monetization, enabling your merch stuff, whatever the case may be. Like those matter, but in the grand scheme, I don't want empty subscribers. I have a lot of them too, and that's the thing. You know, when Scheme talks about that, I went down that same rabbit hole that he did, ended up in the same place, and it's like, you know, you end up with all these people, and I'm at a point where I really do not want you to subscribe to my channel unless you genuinely enjoy having a conversation with me and the people in my community. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Well, that's why I'm proud of our Discord, because our Discord, I'm looking at the numbers right now. We have on the channels 296 subscribers. Whoop whoop. Road to 300. There are 206 people in the Discord.
Exactly. I
So
mean,
the ratio of people that interact with the community, whether it be by lurking or showing the support by being in the community, and even if they like just like the emojis, I don't care. The ratio of that to the total subscribers is epic to me.
well, and that was what I was gonna say. I mean, that's a huge percentage of your subscribers. Like that's, I mean, you're not even 100 short. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, that's awesome.
And that's the thing, is that, you know, I love people to be in the Discord. I don't care if people lurk. I love when they do interact, even if they pop in once in a while. If they don't, I'm not going to make anybody do it. But it's just a really good place that, you know, for everybody to
Yeah.
hang out. Like, just like yours. You know, I pop into yours. I don't always say something, but I pay attention. I stalk people and lurk and, you know, see what people are talking about. If I get time to say something, I do. I'm in like 70 something servers. I don't have time for all that, right? I mean, how many of us do? You know, how many of us have all these
Well,
different?
you tried at one point to
Yeah.
make time for all of it, and it seemed like, I mean, it was just way too much. You
Yeah.
and it kept growing and growing, and it was like you need to step back and you need to put your time where it's valuable, you know, or you know, for not just you, but just like where you think it would be most valuable for everyone else in the community as well. And I think that's when this started kind of kicking off too, was when we started discussing doing a podcast.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is it's like lately my mods have been kind of on me to let them mod, you know,
Yeah.
to kind of step away. And that's the whole thing, is it's like I want it to be interactive. However, I just like it that, like, your community, this community, a couple others, I see Chirac, his community is the same way. Um, the communities that we really resonate with are ones where there's no like, I have arrived, and everyone's like, oh my god, like that's not the type of vibe we have. Um,
Right.
it's just, you know, you're part of it just as much as I am, and who am I? I'm just somebody that's having the conversation.
Yeah. My community is a bunch of poo flingers, though.
That's
Let's
true.
not.
That is true.
Explain.
You know, it's like the playground, like the side of the playground though, where the teachers can't see. You know how when probably when you were in elementary school, definitely when I was, there was the teachers area where they sat, and then there's like a corner of the building or something that blocks some of the playground from the teacher's view. We're like the kids who are hanging out over
Yeah.
there.
No.
And
Well,
playing hook.
there's the whole description of why this is called elsewhere. There's a whole play on words. It's a whole explanation as to
Yeah.
why, and anyone that knows the original story understands that that's why when Aggie comes in, he'll shout out the others. We are the others.
Yeah.
It's who we are. We're the ones that get along with everybody and nobody all at once. We're the ones who want to have the conversations that nobody else is willing to have. We're the ones who can still, somehow talk about crazy stuff from, picking your nose to corn porn to, the effects of celebrity status on people's mindsets or mental health or whatever, and be respectful of everyone that's there and demand it from everyone, right? Like, you
Yeah.
guys might be monkeys in the cage, like throwing your poo around at each other. However, you keep it in your cage. You don't throw it at people, right? I'm just saying. I think you get what I'm saying.
We throw it at Geminator a lot though. Let's be
I know.
real.
I was about to say something the other day, like, bro, like, come on, y'all need to just like be nice. Like, wow, poor guy.
I,
Well, I
I
mean, you guys were nicer to that girl who dropped into the live stream than I would have been.
which one?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
when
yeah,
we were
that one.
listening to Rachel.
Yeah, I've
You
told Kat this
know,
before. I've told Kat this before. I have a thing where when someone comes into a nice atmosphere and starts fucking it up, that's
well,
like something that really pisses me off. It's like when you're out drinking with your friends and then someone comes in and they're belligerent and they're mean and they just fuck up the whole vibe. Like,
yeah.
it's just a pet peeve of mine, and I felt like she was doing that. It's the internet. People troll, and it almost felt like a troll just because it was so caricaturish. But you guys were in the right. You guys made her, you made her see things differently. I would have told her to kick rocks, but but you guys made the better decision. So kudos
well,
to you.
well, the thing is, man, like I so brief synopsis. I've been the guy who, I was in the army for 8 years. And I've been the guy who professionally yelled at people. I've been, I was a teacher. I had to be a disciplinarian then, but also, started coming into kind of being empathetic and everything. And I'm definitely a people person, but I also understand, I'm a very outspoken person. I'm very blunt. I don't hide who I am or how I view things or, whatever the case. You can disagree with me, absolutely, so long as you respect me. And the thing is, one fact that I've picked up in my time is, nobody's going to respect me until I give them a reason to. And nobody respects anyone until you give them a reason to. And to me, it's always, conversation leads to understanding. Conversation will take you. Jay says that all the time, but conversation really will take you to a point where you can bridge gaps. It doesn't matter how big the gap is. And if somebody is going to come in telling me that I'm a toxic male because, my name is AlphaTyler or whatever, but when it comes down to it, if you're coming from a place of ignorance if you say that because you don't know me. I know very firmly who I am as a person. And you don't know me if you're going to say that off the bat. So it's not an air of you just trying to tear me down. It is an air of you being ignorant to who I am. And so,
Yeah.
I refuse to fight fire with fire when the fire on the other side is out of ignorance. If you're coming at me out of ignorance, I'm going to educate you. If you're educated and you continue to be ignorant, then I'll be petty.
Yeah,
But
that I get. Yep, yep. Because
yeah,
she was assuming a lot of stuff
yeah,
about you, and you can only assume when you're ignorant.
yeah,
And if ignorance is the problem, then you need to be educated, and educating is what
yeah,
you did. And then
and you're
she wasn't then she wasn't assuming shit anymore. She knew what was what. So I get it.
exactly, exactly, and you're not going to hurt my feelings with a lie. I had somebody join one of my lives because this is not like an isolated incident. I mean, I've had people come in and, you know, toss accusations and all this stuff. I had someone join a live stream one time a few months back and say that I was actively supporting and defending a I don't want to say the actual word because I know like it's one of those flag words that YouTube listens for in streams and everything, but somebody who does wrong things with children, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
And they came in and they're like, does everyone know that you support and listen to and protect one of those? And I'm like, well, that's not true. Like, and we just kept going. And I mean, the chat knows who I am too, and that's a big part of it. Is I have enough people in my community that are active in my community that know who I actually am. But you're not gonna hurt my feelings with a lie. If you're gonna come out and say something that's just blatantly not true, then I really don't care. You know,
Yeah.
I care enough to tell you that you're wrong and to show you that you're wrong. But if you still won't take it, then
Yeah. You did your part. If they won't do their part, sayonara.
yeah,
Well, for
I
anybody
feel
that's not aware, which I mean, a lot of people here are aware of your channel or your content, or has at least run into it if you watch reactions, because you do react to a lot of the artists that a lot of the people I see in the chat watch, and I know they do. But you also, you have a family. Like, you're not some just like random frat boy that's sitting on there. You have a family. You have a child. You have, your community, like your real life community outside of this. You have your DJ, which, takes a whole hell of a lot of time in dealing with people in general. I know you're involved with your church. That takes a lot of time in dealing with people, so that kindness and that patience, which I don't have. I do, but I don't, but I do, but I don't, but I kind of don't.
You're trying.
Yeah, I'm getting
That's
there.
what I'm doing too.
I'm more of the like, whatever, what the fuck, shut up. I'm that person. Like, it doesn't bother me sometimes, and if it does, I vent about it and I'm over it and I move on. But like, all the different hats that you wear, all the different things that you do, all the different aspects of your life that people don't even know about, the things that you do, behind the scenes, getting set up for your content, help, as a DJ, you have to help people get set up for their stuff. You work with your community, you work with the church, you work with your family, all of these different things that you do.
Yeah.
For someone to just pop off and be like, oh, well, you had the word alpha. And it's like, bro, like, seriously? Like, did you just do that? And the thing is for me, I thought it was a joke. Like, someone was just coming in there, like, anybody that's been in the hog server, lady, they just drop a word into the chat just to think that they're going to trigger somebody, and that's that. So at first, but then what actually blew my mind is that person was, like, sincere.
Yeah.
My boyfriend cries, therefore you're a bad toxic male and he's wonderful. He just cries and cries. And we're like, girl, like, here, let me just like give you a book to read, just, for fun.
I was like this close to just being like, your boyfriend sounds like a pussy.
Didn't you say that?
And not even because like I meant it, just to piss her off, just because like she just came in with the
He's
ignorance.
sensitive and
Just like,
wonderful. Okay,
yeah.
Then what does that have to do with the price of eggs in China? Like, who cares? Nobody asked
Yeah.
you. Who pulled your chain? I just think, like, for example, people don't know. They don't see people as people. They don't understand sometimes just the amount of effort and work and, dedication and just time. The most precious thing you have is your time.
Yeah.
So anyone that is taking their time to spend it with you, around you, to do something for you, including everybody that's sitting here listening to this or in the future listening to this, thank you, because you could have done anything that you wanted to, but you felt like we are worth it. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, when you have all of these different things that, like, you're juggling, that you're taking care of, that you're handling, the things that are public and the things that are not, people don't know that. And to come in that ignorance and to just pop off is just kind of like stupid. Like, I love getting to know people and just their personality outside of, for example, if somebody just does music requests or something, and that's generally when they're live, so that's the interactions that they get. There's more to it than that, right? If someone is an author, it's more to it than that, I just like to have those interactions with people, know who they are, you know?
Yeah, I do too, and that's what I tell people all the time. I feel extremely blessed that my life at this point is what I make it. I could be in Texas next week, I could be in Florida next week, whatever the case may be. I feel extremely blessed that enough people care about what I'm doing online, especially like I'm gonna give a quick rundown, kind of where I went. I've played music for like 20 years now, and it was only in the last probably 10 or so that it really started to take off and become like a solid career for me. And that was the worst thing. Was I was DJing, whether it was house parties, weddings, whatever the case may be. I was DJing when all the lockdowns started and everything like that. And so I started a YouTube channel, and I was like, I watch reactions, and half these guys I feel like they're super scripted, or they're talking about things that they don't know anything about. Like, because for the most part at the time I was watching No Life Shack, I was watching Laid Back, a lot of those guys. And I'm not gonna throw shade at anybody, because it's not my stream, but I'll say a lot of the guys I was watching, I felt like it was very limited technical feedback. Like, you're not talking about the writing process, you're not talking from an artist perspective, you're not talking about any of the steps in engineering or producing. Like, you're literally just saying, oh, that's a dope line, or that's a good song, or whatever that case may be, you know what I mean?
Right.
um or when I watch you, I feel like you've already watched this video or listened to this song like 20 times to get ready for recording it. I'm like, so lockdowns happen, I'm like, okay, I'm still working my day job at the time. I'm like, but I have the extra time because I can't book shows and everything. And so I may as well, jump in here and do music reactions. Just make a place where we can actually talk openly, candidly about music. And I can give a real honest feedback. And I started doing it, kind of took off, it picked up. I got my subs and everything kind of took from there. And then the community stuff started, and I was like, well, I really want to stream some games too. So I started doing gaming streams and everything. And there were a handful of people who watched reactions that then would jump into my gaming streams and everything, and they're like, oh, I'm here for this. Like, it's a better chance to get to see you. And then from that, we got to the community streams and everything, which, if you guys have never seen our community streams, those are insane sometimes. And then, of course, the family game night streams and all that kind of came from that. And so, around and around. And so now, like, literally, my channel is just this mosh pit of just whatever I feel like doing. Um, which is chaotic, but I think people appreciate that because it's more me. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. After the lockdowns ended, I'm like, okay, well, I'm booking again, I'm engineering again, I'm doing music and stuff like that again. And so I don't have to rely on YouTube. I can do what I want to do. If I don't want to do a certain video, I don't have to do it for views. I don't have to do it for, the passive revenue that's going to come or whatever. I can just do it because I want to. And so, one of the things, I started only checking out independent artists on my main channel. And kind of kicked it and changed some of the rules and everything like that, and where I would take requests from. And what I found is, like people really want a place to connect with somebody and really get to know somebody and hear honest things. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's honest, but it's not like all doom and gloom honest, saying, oh, well, the world's gonna end, and X, Y, and Z are at war today and all this stuff. Like, we just have a good time. And like, I feel like there needs to be a place like that on the internet. You know what I mean?
I agree.
and
I
so
agree.
and
Absolutely agree.
so yeah, so that was kind of the journey, I guess, that I took with YouTube. And then, like, to the other hats, I mean, I'm blessed that enough people both on this platform and outside of this platform support what I do, enjoy what I do, and see the quality of what I do enough to, I guess, to invest in me. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, and this is what I told my wife a long time ago. I said, you know, my product, I'm basically a salesman, but my product is myself. And I can either polish myself up and try to sell this pretty little image that I've put together for you, or I can come back and I can just sell you who I actually am. And you know, it might be slower if I sell who I actually am, but it's going to be more real.
Right.
And I don't have to worry about what I let in because you know, the old adage is every time you tell a lie, you have to tell two lies to cover that up, and then you tell two lies to cover those up, and eventually your whole life ends up being a lie, and you have to remember what you lied about to who and all that stuff. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm just gonna be honest with everybody.
No, I completely understand that. I
Well,
try
being
really hard to do
authentic.
that. I'm not good at it, but I try.
No, well, you know, being authentic means you're being relatable, and I think that's more important than being popular. Because as we talked about in the past, when you're popular in school, it ends up not fucking mattering, you know. And
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you see that even with like the big YouTubers who are super popular, like not all their subscribers really give a shit. It's more an illusion than anything. It's just like you know, it's like numbers and like the number, like like the quantity doesn't necessarily mean the quantity in your numbers.
Most of their subscribers don't give a shit. You can look at the biggest YouTube reactors. Look at No Life Shack. When was the last time he dropped a video that got 3 million views in the first 6 months? Like, it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it, you either build a community that likes you or you build a community that's going to fuck with what they want to see. I want a community that likes me,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I mean, on your channel, like the reactor is the glue between all of the different artists and
Yeah.
everything. So, if they do like you and they're there for you, then yeah, I mean, then you're gonna just see your videos take off more.
Ah,
Well, that's
wallflower, perfect. Popular people end up with fake friends. Absolutely true. So if you have the popularity because you're doing the stuff that's going to make people click, you're going to get the clickbait. People are going to get in there, get riled up. When it comes down to it and you're in that moment where you're trying to be sincere and real, they're not there for that. They're not there for you. You have to, my whole thing, and the people that I tend to really resonate with and that I support wholeheartedly, their entire purpose, their entire goal is to be relatable and to be there with people so that it's like, for example, I'll pull Nick up as an example, or even Truth as an example, or it doesn't matter who I pull that I support. You know, who they are is why everyone goes day in, day out, and every time they go live. You know, Chiroc's the same way. He's got a very solid group of people, and it doesn't matter. They're going to be there every time, and if they can't, they're still going to stop by and try and help when they can. They want to hear what's being said because they consider, you know, it is a big line between like when you get to a point where you can't be friends with everybody. I mean, that does happen.
sure.
However, you get these people who like you know 600 people and there's chats flying and everybody's just talking shit or whatever. And what's the point? Like there's no interaction. It's not real. It's just them. You might as well just drop a video. Like why? Like you know what I mean? Like I
Well,
just
that comes from I think that fear of missing out. You know, people see something big and then they jump on it and they're like trying to get people's attention, like through the comments or whatever. But it's like at the end of the day, it's again, just because something's popular doesn't mean it's relatable, doesn't mean you're going to actually interact with the person. It's just kind of a facade.
I mean, in all honesty, would I like to have first somehow? Would I like to have a topic that goes fucking viral? Sure. Why not? Wouldn't that be cool? You know, oh my God, look at this. I'd get all excited, you
Well,
know.
yeah,
But in
see,
the grand
but you
scheme of
have
things, it wouldn't be genuine. It wouldn't be long lasting. It would be a quick high, and it would be a
well,
far crash, in my opinion.
well, at the end of the day, the cool thing is that we have the Discord.
Yes.
So, like the real ones are in the Discord,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like we still have our community in the Discord if the YouTube blew up. So we have like these two different places, like you know what I mean? Like they're like where we can actually talk and interact with people because I mean like we do that here to an extent, but you know, throughout the day and stuff we actually like talk to people in the Discord.
Bro, it was actually hilarious. A while back, that actually saved me an alpha buzz. We were doing a Tuesday stream, and it was one of those times. Because you remember last year, there were a few times that YouTube servers just completely went down. Like, um, well, you may not remember, but there were a couple of times last year that YouTube servers just shit out altogether. And so me and Bot were live and we're trying to do this stream and it kept just bugging, glitching and lagging and everything. And so, we were talking, okay, how do we finish the stream? So we made a new channel in the Discord and just like labeled it, hey, come in. And like we had talking rights, we shared the video screen and they gave everybody else the ability to view and listen, but not, talk in there. And it was crazy because it worked very well. Like, and it was kind of humbling, honestly, to see that many people would jump in Discord just to watch the rest of our stream. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when they're rocking with you, I mean, it's that whole thing. Like that's why some people end up with 6, 7, 8 hour streams. People want to keep going. They're still engaged. They really.
Oh yeah.
For example, right now I'm reading every single comment. I have my eyeball on it. And Mod Lives Matter. Come on now. You know that I read every single. I watch the chat. I can't acknowledge them all. I can't interact. I can't say it out loud. I can't necessarily put it into the context of what we're talking about. However, I'm watching it. We almost did the mental health one, the Rachel Geek one that we did. We almost did that in Discord. Actually, that was the plan.
Yeah.
Up until like, I don't know, Jess, Sarah, let me know. Probably what I can. Schools, you could tell me like an hour or two before.
It was
at
like
most.
it was like I think maybe an hour before.
Like an hour before, I'm like,
posted.
nope, we're doing it on YouTube. We're going full send on YouTube because the content was definitely something that could absolutely get us flagged, hands down. And we knew this, but we're like, this is important, and we have an articulate, intelligent person with experience. Like, we need this to be out there. If it would have crashed or if they would have taken it down, we would have gone in the Discord. That's why I always tell people, check the description, go in the Discord, join the community, even if you're lurking, because then if we do stuff like that, then you can participate, right?
Yeah.
But we did our content backwards. A lot of people create their YouTube channel and they turn around and they create their Discord. This Discord, by the way, shout out to YouTube, Discord, and me and Skulls met a year ago. All three of those things a year for me, so yay.
Yeah.
But I think I started the Discord in like June, maybe early June. I don't know, something like that. Jess was the very first person. It was just me and her for a while. And I opened it up in September, and then we started the podcast in January. So, like, we did it all ass backwards.
Yeah.
So we built a community, and then we started. Like, by the way, check out the merch. We do have Mod Lives Matter shirts. Just saying. This would be particularly awesome in all the channels that mod everybody, because y'all need the shirt, right? Like, feel free.
I keep forgetting I'm a mod. I'm like, oh, like that would be cool to have that shirt, but I'm not a mod. And then I'm like, oh fuck, I am a mod.
But
it's
no,
because I have like that subcategory.
well, you are a subcategory, but
Yeah.
but the thing is like AlphaTyler, I've told you this before, and we've talked about this, and your community knows because I talked about it there. I actually unsubbed from you a while back because and people in my community know me well enough to know I was everywhere. I was modding everyone. Yeah. I couldn't go in a stream and not get modded, and I'm not talking about everyone's modded. I'm talking about, oh, there's Kat, mod her. Shit, like, god damn it, like flyby modding is what we call it. Because Tom and he's gonna do a flyby. Yeah, that's where that came from. But anyway, so I was modding like genuinely way too many. I was spending at least a full-time job, if not more, modding almost every single day of the week, multiple streams. But I just saw Jay's comment, and then I lost exactly what I was gonna say. I completely, it just went.
You were talking about why you unsubbed for me. No big.
Oh, okay, yeah. So at the time when that was happening, of course, right? I was very involved in Nova's and Tom's Discord. So there's like, for example, there's a new video Friday. New video Friday. Like, we're full send. Okay, here's the video, and watch a reaction. Like, boom, 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 right? That's how I was then. Watched every single reaction, every single channel, every single time. And I had run into your channel, and I had been subbed to you. And I remember at one point in a lull there between probably before you came out with like Brainwashed and Withdrawals and stuff, when he had that like hiatus in the summer. Because I was still really involved in that community at the time.
I was touring, but yeah.
But you had gone on a live doing something. I can't remember what was going on there. You'd gone on a live, and it had been like months since I'd clicked
Yeah.
because I was so busy. Cause my own damn fault. And you had said something. Now here's the thing. It was one of those moments where I thought it was going to be one thing. I thought that the stream was kind of like one thing, and then you had said something, and I, for whatever reason, took it in one way, shape, or form or another, and I was just like, nope, and I was out. Because what I was doing is I was periodically, Skulls was on the phone with me half the time when I do it, unsubbing from 40, 50, 60 people at a time. I was just going through
Yeah.
my list. And so it was one of those, it's not personal. I just, for some reason, I unsubbed. And then I found you again because you were doing an Among Us stream. And I don't even know if I knew that going in. I just knew you were live, and I was like, fuck it. You popped up on my screen. I click. You're doing Among Us. I'm like, fuck it. And I'm like, Skulls, come play. Skulls, come play. Skulls, come play. Because we do those sometimes. We need to do another one. But, and jumped in there, and that's all she wrote,
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
realized that, wow, maybe I, obviously took it the wrong way. I was in my feels at that moment. It doesn't matter what you said. It doesn't matter if it was a positive, negative. I was not feeling it that minute. You'd gone AFK to take a shit. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But for some reason, I'm like, cool. There's one less that out of my 578 people I'm sub to, there's one less. Cool.
The thing with that, I get that, because like I am a very blunt person sometimes to a fault. I'm very honest and transparent. And like I mean, you guys know, because even when I've reacted to Skulls, and I like Skulls, I mean, I don't pull bones from my friends, but even the first time I heard a Skull song, like I was like, I really like this, I like the message and everything, I didn't like his cadence, and I do try to always be constructive, though, you know what I mean, like I'm not just blindly hating on anything. Like I'll always say, okay, I don't like this about the song, or I would have done this differently, or what have you. But again, also I do that with the understanding that everybody watching knows it's probably just my opinion or my style or my preference.
Right.
Um, but I've said a lot of things, and I know for a fact I've been critical on Tom in the past, and so it very well could have been something I said about Tom at some point. But again, it's not out of hate, because I love Tom. I could show you a stack of albums that I have and stuff, like I very much support him and love him. But I get that when people catch me in small doses, if you don't catch the full context of what I'm saying, or the follow up or anything, because I'm also really long winded.
Well, that's the thing is,
Yeah.
I guarantee that's what it was because I know I
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
in there long, and that's the thing is, it's like, yeah, nope. I was like in that, oh yeah, nope kind of moment, and I'd go through
Yeah.
that, and like I said, I like an example on Instagram, I keep the people I follow under a certain amount because
Yeah.
I don't need to have 878 million people that I follow. I just don't, and it's not personal. It's just because I don't scroll through the feed. I'm like that asshole that never scrolls through the feed. If it pops up at the top, bet your ass I'm gonna probably click on it if I see your story quite cool. I'm not gonna go looking. I'm not gonna click on your profile. I'm not gonna look at your previous posts. So that's why I don't follow back. I just don't
Yeah.
to a point, unless it's somebody that I'm actively interacting with, somebody that, their content and my content resonates, or that we interact on each other's channels, that kind of stuff. Like that's different. Or if you are a close friend of mine, they know who they are. If you're up in my DMs and I'm responding to you, I probably follow you back. Like that's just how that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, I'm kind of the same on Instagram. I've been on Instagram for less than a year. I'm not crazy like Scheme. Scheme refuses to follow more than 100 people.
I'm at
I'm not.
99. I
I'm
refuse to
not.
go higher.
Well, he sets literally a cap at 100, and when he gets lower than 100, he will ask, "Why should I follow you?" Like to his followers. So, I don't know. I will say Scheme follows me on all platforms, so ooh woo. But.
That's funny. Well, he at least is finally answering my messages, considering that he's booked. So, there's
He's
something.
tough. He's tough. He's a tough cookie.
No. But that's the thing. And there you go. Truth says it. It's a difference between hating and not liking something. And that's
Yeah,
absolutely true.
it is.
Being a hater, being like nasty, disgusting about something versus not liking something, everyone's entitled to not like whatever the hell they want. I don't care.
Well, that's always been my thing. That's my community has heard me say it 1,000 times in Discord, especially like I am essentially we scheme with a nicer face. Like I will give you the technical criticism that he will give you. I just won't give it to you with such a dismissive attitude as he will. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's
not everything you need to hear is pleasant. And I mean that's something I appreciated about your reaction to my stuff was like, okay, like you're complimenting the content of it and all that, but you don't like the mix. And I'm like, well, he produces, he does this shit, it's
yeah.
like, I'm not any authority on this. I should listen to him. And I mean, you kind of forced me to go on YouTube, look up some stuff, try to figure it out a little bit more, and I think I made some
Well,
strides forward. But I mean, it's an art in itself, and
yeah.
it's a process. That's the thing, especially with music. It's like what people like, even when you're mixing, it's like you don't finish a mix, you just stop at
Yeah.
some point.
I just
And
I have to shout out the
that's
one
why.
voice. He says so he's keeping it 100. Boom. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry. That was perfect.
I lost my happy thought too.
No, you're talking about mixing and you're talking about how you were taking the criticism and you are actually trying to make improvements. And
But
hearing,
yeah, like
yeah.
that's why I always say, like, try to fall in love with the process, because it's a process. It's like I mean, you could look at it sort of like science or something.
Yeah.
Like you're never right, you're just less wrong the more you go into it and the more you find out, and it's just a trial and error process. And that's fine. But but it's important when someone who actually like does something for a living, if they critique something, it's like you should listen, because you need that's the only way you're gonna learn, or else
Yeah.
you're just gonna be the same you always were from the beginning.
Well, and that's my thing. Like I don't like I said. I mean, I started doing reactions because I didn't feel like people were giving actual constructive feedback. The thing is, I'm no expert. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been mixing music for 19 years now, and so like I think I'm more advanced than a lot of people, but it's like you said, you just stop at some point. You don't ever truly get a perfect mix. There's no way. There's honestly no way to perfectly just even an industry with their fucking teams and legions pouring into something, they don't get a perfect mix. It's impossible. Maybe Elon could, but we can't.
Well, that's because he exists, outside
Well,
of the
yeah,
body and the air and the mixing and sound waves and shit.
exactly.
So
Like he can
Elon,
just
fix
make
it.
it happen. He can make it happen. But like you don't get perfect mixes. But the thing is, I've been doing it for 19 years. Like, here's the thing, and this is what I tell people a lot of times, because I've had a lot of artists that I've given constructive feedback on their mix too, and they'll get in the comments and they'll be saying, or they'll get in the chat, whatever, and they'll be saying, "Oh, well, I did this, I did this." I'm like, okay, but I'm pointing to specifically what I think that you did wrong. Did you use this thing? Yes or no? If you did, then maybe look at it again and actually think about what I'm saying before you get mad. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, on
Yeah,
the flip
yeah.
side, or they could just say, appreciate your feedback and just tell you in their head, say, fuck off and not do shit. They don't have to
Yeah,
do nothing.
yeah.
But just
You
to,
you don't
just take it. And if you take something away from it, great. If not, move on. It's not necessary to get mad. Oh my God. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I mean, like sometimes you just get mad, but at the end of the day, it's like don't act it out, because sometimes you need to hear something that might hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
And so just take it, go off to the side, think about it, just put it in perspective and be like, was this person right or were they wrong?
I tell my kids that and they do
And if
not
they were
listen.
wrong, then, fuck them. But
Yeah.
if they're
Yeah.
right, listen, learn, move forward. You know, that's just the sign of a healthy process within yourself.
I got to shout out real quick my little bro from the wild. What up, Bitty Bot? And I see Dad Bod Joe up in the chat. What up, dog?
Oh yeah, Alphabite. Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys are brothers. I,
We're
I
not
just
we're not really. We're not really.
Oh, you're not. You're not. Oh,
Uh-uh,
okay. Never mind.
no.
I learned wrong.
It's a thing. So there's a lot of allure behind like some of the inside jokes that happen on the channel sometimes. He's my little bro from the Y from the Adopt a Brother program.
Okay.
He's not really
Okay.
though.
I didn't know. Now I know. And if you don't know, now you know.
Now
Can't
you
say that.
know. Hey.
That's the thing is like I have absolutely no experience with like I'm not an artist. I don't I don't do mixes, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't know anything. I don't know how the process works. I can like talk and then I can adjust levels and say, "Oh, okay, that is cool. All right, whatever." Like that's about as good as I get. I used to be able to use Audible at some point. Long story. I'm not getting into that. To try to like hear stuff, from hot mics. Let's just leave that. And
Yeah.
aside from that, like that's my experience. Now, when it comes to music, I'm not a musician. I don't play an instrument. I don't sing. I don't rap. I don't write lyrics. I'm not a ghostwriter. I'm not a connoisseur. I'm not in any industry. So who the actual F am I? Oh wait, I'm a listener.
Yeah.
So my opinion matters too, to a point,
Yeah.
right? And by the way, anybody that's had me request music, I pretty much always request bangers. So
Dude. Not only does your opinion matter, your opinion is like a pure listener is the only thing that matters, really.
That is
Because
true.
that's who we're trying to sell the music to.
That is true. At the end of the day, like I can give technical feedback, I can give, opinions, whatever, but this is all in the construction. What matters at the end of the day is, do you as a listener like the finished product? If you do, then it doesn't fucking matter if I would have done something differently.
Yeah. The supply is always going to cater to the demand. And you guys are the people who listen. And if you don't like the way it sounds, then we're going to try to make it sound better. Plain and simple.
well, and then of
Yep.
course, if people actually listen to me, then we wouldn't have half the music that's out there. Because in all honesty, I mean, and what's really fun for me, I was watching. I don't remember whose stream it was. It was probably someone that brings a lot of people on when they're listening. Rate it, and they always rate it really high. Everything's like really high. They're being really positive, and that's great. But I'm like, bruh, that's not an 8. Like, what the fuck you talking about? Like, I'm so mean. I'm like legit mean. I was like, man, you do not want me on that panel. You don't want me on there because I'm gonna be nasty. Not because I'm being a jerk, but it's like it did nothing for me. Like when I was in that one stream where I was giving my commentary, and I'm like, to be honest, this is what I was expecting. This is what I wanted to hear, what I didn't like, and I said it as a listener, not as an artist myself, right?
Yeah, but I don't think you were mean. I don't think you're as mean as you thought you
Oh,
were.
I was being really nice. I was really proud of myself.
The truth
Yeah.
sounds mean sometimes just because it's the truth. Like,
Yeah, it's uncompromising, and it just it is what it is, and you're gonna take it the way you take it. But
Well,
you
that
know.
was my first time actually giving input on music itself and saying, okay, this is what I think. Take it or leave it. And but I always want to say why. Like, this is why. Like, I think there was one that I was having. Exactly, Jay. It was Menace or Tony. I knew it was one of them. I literally wanted to say, like, look, it was like, I was hoping for something to change up, something to be different. It was hard to understand. It was like, and I'm sorry, you just can't hold a candle to this, that, or the other. It didn't have that oomph factor. Whatever, however and Skulls knows very well how I articulate what I'm talking about when it comes to music, because it's basically a bunch of like random ass syllables and sounds when I'm trying to like make it clear what I mean. And for some reason, people usually understand what I'm saying, or else they're just, wanting me to shut up, so they just pretend like they know. I'll be like, well, it should have been like, but it wasn't. It was like, and they're like, what? That's how I judge stuff. I'm like, well, I really wanted it to be like, bah, but it was like,
Well, see, that's the thing. Like people who mix or who are doing music, they're more, you know, interested in the process of making music, so they
Yeah.
know how to articulate it better. But pure listener, I mean, just people who know nothing about music can listen to music and enjoy it. So it's not like, you know, like you need to know theory to be able to articulate or understand or know when something sounds off or something sounds good. It's just some things sound good, and but I mean, like me, like I can articulate certain things about mixing, and I'm sure AlphaTyler can articulate it even better than me, and it's like it's just a matter of how involved you are with that
well,
process.
it's also like trying to tell. I was talking to Chris from 307 Reacts about this. I was like, I'm that person who's going to tell you what my car sounded like. I'm literally going to be like, it was like.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's the timing belt." We're like, "Bro, really?"
That did sound like a timing belt. No.
Yeah, it really was. It was like it was going through like because it like broke and it was flapping and whatever.
Dude, my friend used to turn on his car and his timing belt. It sounded like a fucking holocaust. Like it was,
Like my washer does.
yeah, but like where it was like high pitched and like it just sounded like
Ugh.
something was dying. Like it was terrible.
Well, out of curiosity,
Every night.
Alpha Tyler,
What?
I have a question for Alpha Tyler. I just sorry, it popped in my brain. I apologize.
Okay.
Um, I okay. So when I think of a DJ, I think of like the wedding singer. That's what I think
Sure.
of, or I think of people who are like Afrojack, right? That's what I think
I
when I
don't know
think.
Afrojack, but okay.
Um, Elysium, you know the
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So like
okay.
big production, no. So those are like my two extremes, right? Where you
Sure.
have like your playlist and you like manipulate it to like make it sound cool, like in the moment, like it's a beatbox, but it's with the actual tracks, right?
Yeah, that's part of it.
Okay.
Sure.
So my question, and that leads into my question, when you do that, let's say you're on a stage or whatever, what does that encompass? Like, is it you already have it pre-done, or you do it on the fly? I don't know. I'm just curious.
So there. Okay. So well, first, I have done. God bless. Let me look because I actually tallied this up the other day. Last year I did. Let's see. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look through my notes to find it, and that's gonna take me for forever. So I'm just gonna say this. Um, so personally, probably last year I I don't know how many weddings, how many live shows as both solo performances, performances supporting artists, um, weddings, house parties, things like that. I don't know. Lots of them. So, um, I've done over my entire music career probably hundreds of weddings, hundreds of live shows, hundreds of house parties, hundreds of, actual shows by myself, like actually billed on the ticket. I really don't know the number, but I'll say this. Nothing, not a single one out of all those has ever went 100% according to the plan that I had set out. So, to a certain extent, do you pre-plan it? Yeah. You have things that you want to play at places. You have things that you want to do at places. You have, something, which is why you practice and get ready. Don't fucking mention Marshmallow J. Um, but you have an idea of what you want to do. It will never play out, and that's one thing. Like at this point I should just book myself for weddings as a DJ and wedding planner, because I've told you know potential brides and grooms this 100 times. Like, just be ready for everything that you've planned to not work out. Because the fact is, you can track everything out. You can say, I want to play this in this order. I want to mix these together this way, so on and so forth. And it's not going to happen. What specifically I do changes depending on what I'm doing. So if I'm doing a wedding, obviously the ceremony, people want to walk down the aisle to a certain song. They want their bridesmaids out to a certain song. They want their groomsmen out to a certain song. They want to leave to a certain song, all that. So there are aspects of it that are completely planned and tracked out. When you get into the actual reception, there are things like a first dance that are going to be planned. There's going to be, maybe some background music, maybe a toast song, whatever the case may be. Um, all that. But for the most part, what it comes down to is you have a pool of songs that you play, and if you're doing it the right way, you paid for licenses so that you can perform these in public, and you're allowed to, which costs an exorbitant amount of money that people don't actually understand behind the scenes, that you have to pay to BMI and ASCAP and all that stuff. Um, but it's a mixture of blending. It's a mixture of understanding BPM. It's a mixture of understanding tempo. It's a mixture of understanding um, how you can add with the synthesizer, in my case, or sampler, or whatever the case may be, whatever else you want to add in, to just kind of bridge songs together so that people don't feel like there's just a hard stop in the middle, because people will stop dancing if there's a stop. You know what I
Right.
mean? So in that case, if it's something where you just want to keep people dancing, a lot of times you'll you'll be just beat matching, you'll be bridging songs like that. I also do a lot of remixes, a lot of on the fly remixes, and so one of the cool ones, and I spent a lot of time looking on the internet to find like new ideas. One of the coolest that I found recently that I'm going to implement soon, probably at a wedding, is like I saw this DJ on TikTok. Shout out Schools talking about TikTok, but there was this DJ on TikTok, and he's doing a wedding, and literally he's playing Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. And when she gets to and a Britney song was on, that part, like he starts kind of mixing in Oops, I Did It Again, like so that you kind of hear it coming up, and then like full on switches over to Oops, I Did It Again, like after the third time. And so, I mean, that's all cool at a live show, like supporting an artist. So if anybody doesn't know, I am Mises's DJ. I work with a couple of other artists and stuff like that too. And so like at a Mises show, it's more, okay, we're going to play this song in these orders, and Mises likes to change his set like literally minutes before it starts. So that gets frustrating. And so we're going to play this song at this time, all this stuff. It's really kind of controlling the crowd, hopping the crowd up, hopping him up, knowing his songs well enough to say a couple of lines for him, because you also, as a DJ, if you're supporting live artists, tend to kind of take on the hot man role from time to time. It's also, making sure that everybody's energetic at the parts where he wants the crowd interacting, whether it's clapping, yelling at them, whatever the case may be. It's also, bringing out the scratches and scratching with the songs in a way that, doesn't take away from the original song, but gives everybody watching the show like a real, experience, throwing
Right.
on the phaser over this part of the beat so that, like perfect example, Freedom Fest Orlando, August 7th last year. There's a video of it on YouTube. We were doing Black and White, which everybody knows by Mises,
Yes.
and I threw the phaser on over that fast rapidy rap part that he does at the end. Throw the phaser on so that you still hear the beat, but you really just hear like the going through it while he's fast rapping. So it was literally just kind of muted with just him rapping to everybody, and the crowd lost their mind just because like they're watching Mises like just go at it, facing them like full on going at them. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of understanding the songs well enough to on the fly be able to kind of throw things like that to add to the show. So those are all the different aspects. Really, really the part that it comes down to, if you're going to be a DJ, you have to understand how to mix though. and you have to understand the different elements in the mix that are going to push, that are going to boost, because at least 60 to 75% of what you are doing is mixing on the fly just as you go, whether it's taking the lows out of this song to add in the lows to that song that has a similar tempo, so that the kicks and the bass are coming in over here from this song so that we can transition that way. Whatever the case may be, you have to really understand how to mix and how to kind of push and add elements into a song on the fly, and also not trip if you mess up and get stuck on that mistake.
I was literally about to ask, did you ever have an epic fail moment?
So yeah, worst epic fail moment I ever had. I was doing a show and literally unplugged all my stuff, and it was a show where it was just me, and so I kicked my surge protector and unplugged it from everything. That's a pretty extreme epic fail moment. Um, I mean, there are minor mix-ups you're gonna have all the time, because I mean, you have to think, sometimes, especially, so there's a school dance I do every March. It's a ROTC ball, and I go out and do it, and that thing lasts about 6 to 8 hours, and I'm on my feet the whole time, and there's a limit on how long you can listen to songs and actually stay like on top of all those things. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I've had quite a few fails, um, but you really just learn. Most people won't notice them, and so you just have to pretend it didn't happen.
Take it till you
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah. Except you go from making it to fucking up, and then faking it for a second, and then making it again. So it's a balance.
Just like a little dip in quality for a quick second, and
Yeah,
then you're right
little
back
dip
where
in
you
quality.
were.
But honestly, like in situations like that, most people won't notice. Now, if you're at a live show in
Yeah.
front of hundreds of people or whatever, and you fuck up a song, because there was one time too. Speaking of Mises, he turned around to me. He's like, bro, he's like, I don't know what happened. I could not hear the beat for a minute. And I'm like, yeah, that was me. Sorry.
Oops.
Don't worry, the crowd was probably drunk, so
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say the cool part about like that, if you're supporting an artist, right? The cool part is that a lot of the people know the lyrics, and I mean, I've always wondered sometimes. I know there are perfect points where you can like get the crowd involved so that they can shout out the lyrics and stuff, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
However,
Oh yeah.
like if there's equipment failure, you could be like, "What? Huh?" But she'll hold the mic to the crowd, like, "There you go," and be like, "Fix it, motherfucker!" Like.
So
I mean, I wonder how many of those were actually like oopsie.
a lot of those are not oopsies, just because most of the stuff on the stage is usually working, because you've usually tested it enough to know that it is. Um, funny thing kind of on that, about working the crowd and everything, and especially about the crowd being drunk. West Texas Mud Run last year, we were out there, and it was a country rap show. And again, Mises is not, country rap, but
Was
he
that
was
the one that
performing
Outlaw
at.
Nation was at? Because I saw it all
Yeah,
plastered everywhere, and I wanted to go, but I was like, West Texas? That's still like 8 hours away, or 10
yeah,
hours away.
it was in Lubbock. You should have came out. I actually DJ'd New Breed and Jesse Howard's show too, or set too there. Um, but
Yeah, I was just asking.
but but so we're out there. It's a country rap show, so not a lot of guys know Mises anyway. And so sorry, I was reading Jay's Canadian comment. But so yeah, so we're out there, and fuck, I forgot the story I was gonna tell. Oh no, I go out at the beginning, and like, I'm introducing Mises, and everybody was almost excited for a minute, because they're like, hey, there's a dude with a beard and a Mises hat. That must be Mises. And then they realized like I was fat. And so they were like, oh, that's not Mises. And I'm like, hey guys, how many of you guys are ready to see Mises? And they were like, yeah, fuck this guy. And so they didn't
Oh,
really listen or pay attention at all to me. And so I stopped for a minute. I was like, all right, well, fuck Mises, and like they actually kind of got behind that chant, so he got to come out to that show to a fuck Mises chant, which worked out pretty well.
I can't imagine that. Like, oh, okay, well, you went there. You did that. Cool. Okay, cool. Like, I mean,
There's a lot of trust between a rapper and a DJ. I'm saying if you work together, there has to be a lot of trust together.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys are like traveling with
well,
each other.
yeah,
It's gotta
and you're-
be. I mean, like even if you're not tight when it starts, by the end of the tour, you have to be fucking tight.
yeah, well, that's a big part of it. And then there's also like, I mean, well, as a rapper, like you understand, like rapping, like you get gassed. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody has got to work the crowd while you're trying to catch your breath for a minute, or like sneak a drink of water or something. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
so, like, it really turns into it has to be somebody that you can trust, which it works for me and him because he's got this quiet kind of brooding personality, this really reserved personality, but he's super fucking energetic when he's rapping. And so like he does his thing and then like he's ready to be quiet for a minute, or he wants to tell a story between songs or whatever. And then like I'm just this obnoxious loud guy who's ready to jump and yell at everybody and all this stuff. And like so it works for us because we have contrasting personalities. When it doesn't work is when I'm trying to give him a massage and I end up yelling in his ear, and he has a headache that he didn't tell me about. But that's all part of it.
by the way, I know she's gonna listen later. Shout out Rachel Geek because she just messaged me that she's been trying to get in, but apparently she used her data, so she can't get in right now because she's not at home.
Aw.
But shout out Rachel if you're listening later. We love you.
Been there.
Shout out Rachel.
Hi Rachel.
Which
Yeah,
you've
we
heard
gotta do
Rachel
another
Geek as
podcast.
well.
I love Rachel.
Yeah, we got to do another podcast with her soon. She's fun to talk to.
I was gonna book her like once a week, but I was like, I don't know. Like, just show up once a week. It's cool. But no, I mean, I'm really interested because, like I said, and Jay, you just get off my ass about this. Like, I'm not saying that I'm not an artist and therefore downgrading myself. I'm literally saying I'm not an artist, therefore I do not have knowledge of some of the things that it takes and the different things that go into it and how to do the sounds and how to do. I don't know how to do all that. I don't know how it works backstage. I'm curious. I'm dying to know. I always want to know that stuff. I want to know when people are making songs and then they're going in and mixing it themselves, and like what are they doing, and like do they listen to it themselves and say, "Oh, that's badass," or do they have other people listen to it too? Like all of those little stuff I want to know. I don't play instruments and I do none of that. What I can do is talk. That's like what I do. So, and I listen.
Well, it's like I mean, I feel like in a similar way when like when I was singing Cliche, trying to figure out how to sing that, I sang it like 100 ways the way I didn't want to sing it at first.
Yeah.
And it's like I couldn't articulate what I wasn't liking about it exactly. I just knew the parts where I didn't like, and then I tried different things until I liked it. And then it was like, oh, okay. I like that. That works. It's like I couldn't explain why really, like
Oh, it worked really
tried.
well because
It wasn't like, like I was like, oh, I did this and then I used a falsetto and then it was just like I just tried shit until I was like, oh, well that works better than what I was doing.
well, feel free to do it now just so we can hear.
Do what?
Sing it. Go for it.
No,
I'll
I'm not
wait.
singing.
No, see,
No,
I don't.
maybe catch me in an Among Us stream and maybe I'll do it.
I mean, honestly, I can't even. Feels like you gotta listen back, and just kind of see how the levels are, and like, make sure that we like don't necessarily always go back on topics. By the way, we always go back on topics because you hear me say it, AlphaTyler. You've heard me say it 50,000 times. Well, we've said this before, and I'm saying that to the community because people that have watched multiple have heard parts and pieces of these stories that I'm referring to.
Yeah.
So they understand what I'm talking about to a point, which is what the point of the community is like, you stay for a minute, if you've been in more than one, you probably have heard pieces and who we rock with. And if this is the first one you've been in, check out the other ones. And if you're in the other ones, check out this one. Like, that's how it goes. But like, I don't listen back. I full send. Like the only thing, and I used to not do this, but now that I have a badass intro, shout out Wolfsevenmusic. I have a badass intro. You know what I'm talking about? Right?
Yeah.
With the whole, what I do is after this gets posted and YouTube likes to take a sweet ass time, like I'll be sitting waiting until like 2 a.m. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to sleep. I'll get up, it's like 9 a.m. and it still isn't up. I'm like, what the hell? And then I'll clip that. And I'll just cut out the original intro and I'll leave it right there. Which is why, if people notice, if you were here from the beginning, you see it goes the intro and then you see the blank. I do that so it's easy. I want the blank screen so I can spot it. And there's, shout out 15th Ben, that intro, by the way, guys, for this, the intro stream starting, that music, 15th Ben made it. So
That shit is
Hey.
fire. I fucking love it. I
know.
think, like I said to you, I think it's 1,000 times better than the music we were using before.
Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
because I have to listen to it while y'all are talking and I'm like waiting. I hear it and y'all don't because you're not listening to the stream at that point, and I am. So I have to hear it. But then
Gotcha.
today I was like all in my little happy place listening to that intro, and I was like, and y'all are talking, I'm just like, she was just over there somewhere in the corner, just like zen, on my cloud. But no, I mean honestly, and I haven't put the link yet, but just look at 15th Bend or Wolfsevenmusic. The way you spell their name is in the description. You can check out their YouTube channels. They've got some fire content, so check that out too. But
I'm so
honestly, like AlphaTyler, it blows my mind because there are aspects of you that I know that I know of, right?
Sure.
It's just there's just some stuff that I just don't get because I don't do it. Like I said, I don't listen back to myself ever. It's a full send. Like, psh,
Yeah.
that's it. And he's like, well, you might want to, there might be something you have to clip. No, leave it as is. We get canceled. Let's all get canceled together. But you have all these different things. Like, okay, I work an 8 to 5, but I mean, doing pharmacy billing. Like, it's lame and boring, and I hate it. But okay, fine.
It's Xing though.
It is what it is. However, like when people do exciting things, like when they're making something, and here's the difference. This is the whole creation process. When I say I'm not creative, this is what I mean. Okay? Being creative to me is to literally create. Now, being a mother, being a female, having children, yes, I created a child. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I mean. You have an idea, you come up with the sound. I'm specifically talking music right now. The sound, what it needs to be, the idea, the lyrics, the mix, whatever the aspect that you handle, right? You are making that happen. To me, that is creative. You come up with a design, that's creative, right? All of those things are considered creative. Me talking about other people being creative, in and of itself, I don't believe is creative because I'm not creating anything. I'm just talking about it. I just.
Yeah, but you created a space to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true, but I mean, I think you guys know what I'm saying, and I mean, everybody can nitpick it to the point where, like, don't sell yourself. I don't know if y'all have met me. I promise you, I might sound like I'm being. I'm not. I know this community's badass. I'm not stupid. I know what we have here is special. I'm aware. Like, I know. So, like, don't get it twisted. However, when I say creative and I'm not creative, I'm actually, that is me shouting out the people that are creating something. They're creating the sound, the music, those vibes that we all kind of mess with, whether it be writing a book, which I know a lot of author people, if you're just, doing mixing, if you're, you can find all the good vibes if you sing, if you play guitar, if you make beats, whatever the case may be. I respect it flat out. It's so amazing. And I want to know everything. Like, I want to know how a cassette tape works still. I still haven't figured that out. So how the hell am I going to figure out how the dynamic of kind of what it takes to like DJ for a live show or even at a wedding, right? Without a set playlist that you just hit the play button and like move on.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, I think it's all a matter of like kind of what AlphaTyler was saying about Mises and him. It's like we all complement each other. It's contrasting like skills, personalities and stuff. I don't think anyone would would succeed without the other.
No, I completely agree.
Like it's really a unison thing, and I think that's I I think we know that, and I think that's probably why we try to do this for a community, build bridges and everything. It's like we work better when we're working together and meeting
Yeah.
people and bringing people together. It's just like imagine what we could make, imagine what we could create, the collaborations that could happen. Like I don't know. It's just it's more interesting when you're working with people and
No, it is. And
you always make something better.
I always want to know how people do stuff that I don't understand. I think that's fun to me. Like, I
Yeah, me
want to
too.
know, I want to understand it. However, I'm never going to be an expert, but I still appreciate it. Like, I am hands down a full listener. Like, I don't have the technicality to be able to dive into all the other stuff. However, as a listener, you know, I believe that I have a voice, which you specifically said earlier. The listener is your target audience, so why wouldn't a listener's opinion matter, right? My superpower is not really articulation, it's more just spewing words until somebody understands what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, which, throwing spaghetti at the wall and something sticks. Yeah, that was it. Yes, that's what I meant. But it's hard to do all of this when you have kids and when you have a family, when you're married, when all of these different aspects. It's super hard.
Oh yeah. Bro, the hardest thing in the world is getting my kid to understand that like I'm leaving her to go downstairs. like cuz she's at that age. So my daughter is 3. And so she's at that age where she's like she just wants to be around us, me and my wife 100% of the time. And so it's like I sent you guys a video when I was on my way down here. Like, she was laying next to me on the couch because I was laying down for a minute before I came down here, and she's laying there, and I was like, I gotta go now, and she goes, No, don't leave me.
Oh,
And it
I
was
know that
cute,
was so
but it's
cute.
also
Aw.
it's like yeah, but no, I mean it's all this stuff is difficult with kids, and that's one thing to me. Um, all the different things that I do my music, I do music with other artists, I do behind the scenes stuff, I do um DJing weddings and booking and all these things. I'm also the sound engineer at my church, and I've got my wife and my daughter, and so one thing that I realized when it came to this community was my presence online on YouTube, on Twitch was not going to continue if I couldn't work my personality and my life into what I'm doing here. And I think that's where a lot of people make the mistake, going back to being authentic on your stuff is if I'm authentic, I can literally turn my phone around and just, take a selfie video of whatever I'm doing at this time and just share that with people. And it's cool to me that people actually care to watch that, even if it's not 22,000 people. It's like it's cool that people want to share that for a minute. So, be involved in my life. Like that's what we should be doing as content creators. You need a reason to like me if you're going to invest in me. Period.
Right.
And I like to think like the other stuff, it's like, yeah, it's cool. Like he does this, he does that, and I get a lot of business from artists that I check out on YouTube, hit me up privately, and they're like, hey, how much to mix a track, or how long do you think it would take you to mix an album, or whatever the case may be. And I get people hitting me up about stuff like that. And that's cool, and that's a bonus. I mean, it adds to it and everything, but that all starts with sharing who you are. And really and truly, and I think that's why your community is so strong, because a lot of that goes into you're talking about, well, I'm not a creator, you're not but I mean, you are a creator. Obviously you're a creator, you have a creative space, people are here for you, people are here for your personality, and your community is honestly stronger because you have so many people who are here for Cat. You know what I mean? Even if it's Cat Musk. but like they're here for
Hashtag
they're
cat
here
musk.
for cat musk. We need cat musk t-shirts though. Like real talk.
Not deodorant though. Not cat musk
Not deodorant. We don't want cat musk deodorant at all.
Thank you, 15th Ben. Cat, I'll quote what you once said to me. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know what I mean. That's facts. I literally, I guarantee you I said that. I guarantee it that is something I would say because it's true. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know what I mean. I know what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense. But no, I mean, that's the thing with all of these different communities. It's why I love highlighting people in these communities. I love having Skulls on here. Not only is he such a close friend of mine, but he's also gives me a different perspective from a different take than just my kind of one track mind. But the community in and of itself, allows for people to interact with each other and like I always did the whole thing. I was like, my community, the purpose is content creators, artists, and community to basically be able to rub elbows with each other and be around each other, and mush together and just get to know each other like as people. It's the place to go. It's the place to go if you want to go see reactions. If somebody's going live and somebody's resonating with it, drop it in there. You're welcome to do it. If creators want to talk to each other, there's a place for that. Y'all know that. If you don't know that, I don't know what to tell you because I've tagged y'all a million times. But like that's the whole point, is to get people to interact, because I just feel like people talk about it all the time. They talk about, they talk about each other's communities and how much they love them. But whoever really walks that walk and says, look, I resonate with your community enough that I want to bring you into mine. I want you to come to my house and I'll go to yours. I might stay at my house more. I'm happy to visit yours. And, you don't have to come over all the time, but, know that you're welcome here. And if, there's people that want to hang out, they'll let you know and you can go in there and hang out all you want. Who really pushes that? Because people want competition all the time. Who's better than? And sometimes it's just not about that. Sometimes it's about, and a lot of people that, we see in all of these lives and all the different communities, they kind of have that same mindset. They just want to coexist. They just are having fun. They like to say, hey, so-and-so, hey, or someone pops in and they say hi, like, hey, cat, hey, cat, hey, cat, hey, what's up, guys? It's fun. It's a community. It's what it's supposed to be. It doesn't have to be competition and who can spam enough that somebody finally reads their comment out. Like, it's not about that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'll be competitive for days, but when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to all this stuff, there's so much food on the table. Like, there is no reason anyone else has to starve for me to eat off of YouTube revenue. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what Truth says all the time. He's like, there is enough success for everybody. Yeah. He's like, and there's no reason, and that's what. And then I, in turn, usually we have this conversation all the time, and I say, well, yeah, I mean, success is not stepping on. If success isn't success, if you have to step on someone to get it, success is, you can be lifted up. You can lift somebody else up. But if you have to step on someone to get there, as far as I'm concerned, you're not a success.
No. Absolutely.
There's enough for everybody. There's enough content. So if you can only subscribe to 5 people, okay, sure, maybe that would be competition. Right?
Right.
But if you could subscribe to as many people as you want, as many people as humanly possible, then there's enough for everyone. Hi, guys. Seriously? My daughter. Oh. I'm like, I'm live. Yeah, she just photobombed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Well, there we went. And I was trying to be serious, and she just comes in here being acting a fool.
Yeah, I heard.
Appreciate that.
Her and your washing machine made special appearances. I heard it.
You did not make their day.
She made my day.
You made his day. Cool. Yeah, cool. I'm muting now. And that's the other thing, is that you have kids that are old enough to understand what you're doing, and you do it enough that they don't give a crap anymore. They're not going to be quiet because, hey, I'm doing this, and okay, I'll be quiet. No, they're just like, so, and you're gonna talk to me anyway.
I literally, because I've been doing TikToks whenever like if I'm having a drink or something, like I'll try a new mixed drink or something on TikTok, or I'll like show something new I'm trying, because TikTok to me is still a toy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I've been doing these TikToks lately, and it's like I'm sitting there the other day, and somebody told me to try a shot or licking cinnamon and then taking a shot of tequila and then sucking on an orange, which sounds like how you normally shoot tequila, except completely wrong. And so I was like, I'm sitting in the kitchen, I've got all this lined up. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this. Like normally I don't drink while my daughter's still awake. I'm like, but let's give this a go. And so I lined it all up and I'm ready to go. And my kid, I was in the kitchen, my kid's in the living room, and you just hear like every time I started recording, she found something she had to talk about. And I'm like, damn it, be quiet for like 5 minutes, man. I didn't actually say that. That's not how I talk to my child, but you know.
Yeah, that was what was going on in your brain. I hear you.
Man,
I hear that. I still, I like the exhorters TikTok he did. That shit cracked me up. I was like, what the fuck is on my timeline right now?
yeah, that was good.
Just him without a fucking shirt, just being like, I'm feeling uber fuckable.
Yeah, grandma's better watch out or some shit like that. I'm coming for your grandma. Or I don't can't remember what he said.
Yeah, I don't know why he was doing that, but I was like, holy crap. I'm gonna be working with this dude potentially. Like,
And yes, Sarah, I wasn't in. If you noticed, I did mute quite a few times in the middle of that. That was fun. I've been muting. They've been coming out periodically, consistently. Especially the teenager. Can I get food? Can we order food? No. Why not? Come on, come on. I'm like, shut up. And then she's like, and so can I get food? I'm like, with that attitude, no. Like it's been this whole thing, like off and on for the last like 2.5 hours. Like that's how it's been. But that time she caught me off guard, and I thought she was gonna be cool. No, no. She made her
be
presence
honest.
known.
Times like this, I'm glad I don't have children.
I waited to have my first kid when I was 28, and I feel as though I was still not prepared.
If you wait to be ready or prepared for it, you'll never have children. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have my
heard
son
that.
is 18, and he graduates in May, high school, and then she is 17 in June, and then I have my 8-year-old, and the girls live with me. My son lives in Kansas City area, but still, it's like I had my son when I was 20, and then I had my daughter. I think I was 20 or 22, and I had my other daughter like 8. Oh, that's math. I don't do math that well. But the point is like I wanted to have my kids early because I was one of those people where I actually knew someone around that time. Actually, after I'd already had my son, and right when I was pregnant with my daughter, I'd met someone whose parents had him when they were like in their 50s or like late 40s or something.
Yeah.
And so they were like 60s by the time I met him. He was 18 or so, and it was just awkward, kind of like literally he was such a miracle child that he literally would go pee in the toilet and then he would walk away and his mom would come behind him and flush the toilet for him. I'm like, bro, really? At 18 years old, he would just like shit and run. She would just take care of it. I'm like, did she wipe your ass? I mean, shout out Zach if you're listening, which you're not, but if you are, fuck you. Anyway, just saying.
I mean that's the point where we're probably gonna throw hands. Like if you're okay, I can understand if you take a piss and don't flush it every now and then or something. If you're leaving shits in my toilet and you leave, I don't care if you're my child or whose. Like I'm going to hit you probably.
Shout out to Jess's kid. He is 20. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
That was me
Happy
singing.
birthday.
Wasn't that great? Can you mix that for me? Thanks. You mix that one.
Happy, 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 happy.
That was also me singing.
I want to.
Wait, whose birthday?
It's Jess's son. He's 20.
Oh,
Her picture, like her profile picture, he draws those. Like, that's where all those come from.
oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had no fucking idea. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, all
Oh,
her
nice.
profile pictures, and you're like, "What is that?" And you look at it, and you're like, "Oh, cool." And she's that's her son's artwork.
Nice.
Okay. I'll have to see. I only see it in the tiny little YouTube bubble, so I'll actually have to go find it and zoom in upon it.
Well, it's in like the Discord. You can zoom in on it as well.
Oh, I can. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that. How do I do?
He's like, "I'm gonna go do that now."
Hmm.
Hands are thrown at phantom shitters. Yeah, well, you know.
They should be.
And that was the whole thing is like they babied him because they tried to have kids for a while and then they gave up for like 15 years, figured they never would, and then they apparently just forgot about it or they tried again and they were like in their mid 40s. And so by the time that he was 18, they were like 65, I think, or something. How you make a lockdown?
Yeah, but that's
Dude
how you
don't know how to flush in his mid 40s?
No. He was 18. His parents literally were like, "Don't worry, I got it. Don't worry." Like
Bro, that's how you fuck up a kid.
Oh,
though.
he was ridiculous. Like he was on every single thing that he could get his hands on. He was on every kind of pill. He was all kinds of fucked up. He was lazy and wouldn't work, and he just
That's,
a shitty
that's
person. He was a mean ass person. Not
that's extra fucked though, because all those things give you the shits.
like.
So
Yeah,
like,
right.
so like this dude's getting the shits and then shitting in the toilet and not flushing it. Like that's fucked.
Yeah, I mean, you can just look in the toilet. This is my parenting. This is what it amounted to.
This is what I did.
What a waste.
But
You could have been anything, and you chose to be a phantom shitter.
phantom shitter. That you've coined a new term. Thank you for that, Bill. Appreciate you.
Now, Bill put it in the chat earlier.
And that's what I'm saying. No, I said, Bill, like, thank you for that. Like, you just created a new term. And then
Like a
Mega
phantom.
Lockdown comes in. We're talking about phantom shitting. So,
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
what'd you
I mean,
walk
this-
into? We have no idea. Do we ever?
This is an important PSA. Like, don't be a phantom shitter.
Keeping it classy on the
If you're
Elsevier podcast.
If you're shitting in the toilet, two things. If you don't take anything but two things from this podcast, at least remember that if you're shitting in the toilet and not flushing it, you're a bad person. And corn, an ear of corn specifically, does not make an appropriate sex toy.
I hope there's no corn in that shit. Anyway,
Oh,
full circle.
I love when things work out.
Yes.
Oh my Lord of mercy. Oh, and by
I
the
don't
way,
know if that's the best or the worst place to end it.
if you're gonna pray for someone and they don't want it, then while you are shitting and flushing, wipe your ass for them. Like that was another.
No, yeah.
Grind it out.
You're right. Oh my god, so many full circles or separate circles.
Pick the corn remnants out of there, like specifically. Just go in.
Rinse
Wow. What?
Now sometimes because the corn gets stuck to the walls and everything in some situations, like just make sure you plug
like
them
the
out. while you're
bathroom
wiping.
wall.
Whatever wall,
Oh, I was like, wow. Okay,
any kind of wall.
you need help. Ooh, burn.
Away from
Wifey has spoken. Just saying.
What?
Wifey
Mine
called
has?
you out.
What'd she say?
Where?
Says the man who never flushes his shit first thing in the morning and makes his wife scrub the toilet every day.
I flush my shits, and she does not. She does not scrub the toilet every day.
Damn.
No, so she likes to walk in like while I'm in the middle of a shit because I'll take a shit, stand up, and realize I'm not done, and so I'll sit back down. But like between those two shits, I might brush my teeth or something. Well, she'll come barreling in and want to like examine the toilet, and she's like, "Why didn't you flush?" And I'm like, "Well, why did you walk in when the fucking door's shut?"
You have an intermission during your shit.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like,
Oh my god, it's like watching the Titanic in the theaters.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you think about it, that's why they have stuff like squatty potties because if you stand up, you like adjust your stuffs, and like it
You
like
stink.
moves back into like different places, and it like air bubbles move around, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Well
That's what
said.
I'm saying. Like, I don't have a poop stool, so like I can't elevate my feet, so I have to stand up and like get a nice shuffle going, Like,
I feel like Chris would have been perfect to chime in on this conversation
I
as well.
do. That was the worst. Those stories were the worst. If any of y'all have seen our Instagram stories this week, there was
uh,
a full send on AlphaTyler. Did you see my Instagram story this week? I'm just curious. The one about the farts. Did you see it?
I don't think I saw one
Okay.
about farts.
So what happens is Chris from 307 reacts. I had been talking to him earlier that morning. He's like, I'm gonna go take a shower, right? Next thing you know, he posts on Instagram story a video. He tags me in skulls, and he's like, if anybody wants to know what Skulls and Cat and 307 Reacts talk about on the podcast kind of stuff, he's like, so, how did he say it? Like, so, why
It's
is
like
it?
when you fart in the shower, why is it so much worse?
Yes, though it is.
So he's like, and I'm just like, bro, like, where did this come from? So then we, of course, shared it on our stories with our answers, and then I created a poll. So it was this whole like back and forth. Like,
Yeah.
so you
What was
think
the
of
thing with
farting in the shower, you about blast your nostrils with your own stank, and you think, I need to tag Cat in this. Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
I mean, he's not wrong though.
I just picture him like fucking like just emptying his asshole in the fucking shower and then getting out and then just fucking being like, I have to make this story. And
It really made him feel some type of way. Like it affected him deeply. Like it made him to the point where he's like, I gotta talk about this, and I want to talk about stuff. Who do you go to? That'd be us. And do we do it like in a private, like do a DM and like, hey man, like what the fuck, dude? Oh no, publicly. Let's tag them.
well, the
I get that.
conversation went on even further too. Like in our DMs, we were talking. He said he fed his dog like cheese and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, like now he's gonna be farting in there, and I just remember like I was like, oh, it's an arms race because the dog can like fart and then like wave its tail to push the fart in any direction he wants. But yeah, that's our conversations.
Yeah, that legitimately yeah, that's the dynamic that we strive for. That's our brand.
Feel it.
Yeah, I like that.
The
Yeah, I'm
stank,
here for it.
the stank of the podcast. It sticks with you.
Well, I mean, if you're not talking about shit or farts, like at some point in a conversation, are you really friends?
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
I
you don't really know somebody until you at least know something about their bodily functions.
Until
You
they've
know what I
asked you
mean?
to sniff something
Yeah.
they've left behind. Like, whoa.
Bro, I'm saying like I love at night when Sierra's about to fall asleep, like ripping a nasty fart and then just pulling the blanket up over her face. Like
Dutch oven.
it's at that point where she's about to doze off, and just giving her like a whole ass Dutch oven. And she always realizes it when the blanket's coming, and she's a very animated person, so it's usually like no, and but then we just hold it down, and
Get
pin it
away
around
from me. Get away.
She was uncomfortable with it at first, but after a couple of years being married, you get used to it. You accept it.
she came around.
Yeah, she came around.
I'm so glad I'm not married anymore.
Sierra, don't take any tips from Kat.
Cat was sick of all those Dutch ovens.
Kat hears this story and she's like, "I'm so glad I'm not married
No,
anymore."
I really am. You don't understand. There's a big difference. See, that's something that was like active. Was married to somebody who apparently like would be in a room full of people sitting on the couch, right? Just like everybody's in the same room, just whatever, for whatever reason, at whatever function, at our house, watching TV. It doesn't matter. Lift his leg and just rip him, just randomly. And I'm like, like 70 times a day. Like, okay, at least like 30 times a day. Just consistently. And just like, well, there ain't no stank. I'm like, what? It doesn't matter if my mother was there. Doesn't matter if the pastor was there. Doesn't matter if my boss is there. It just would just rip and be like, it's natural. Like, that's why I said what I said. Thank God, because that's an ultimate extreme that nobody should have to deal with. I don't care who you are. Like, put a fucking cork in it, okay?
That's fair.
I agree.
Fun fact, I don't know when you plan on ending this, but I heard someone say something about ending it a minute ago, and so I'm assuming that you guys are near the end of your time frame.
Yes.
I'll tell a funny story while we're talking about farts. So I'm out at Mises' house helping him set up his studio, right? And we've been working. He comes running at me and lifts his leg and like, rips one. It didn't smell or anything like that. Because we'd been working all day. He had shot jigsaw blades at me and everything, and he would be so pissed if I was telling this story. So don't ever mention it to him if you talk to him. But so anyway, that all happens. And then so we get everything done and we're like in there admiring our work. It's been 2 or 3 days of just hard work. And I felt in my stomach something that did not belong there.
Oh no.
I wasn't entirely sure if I had to shit or fart, but I decided it was one of those situations where you go with it and you're like, okay, I'm gonna try to fart. And it didn't make a noise at all. And I was just like, oh, I feel so much better. And he goes, did you just fart? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I didn't hear anything. And I was like, okay. And he's like, bro, run away. And I'm like, what? He's like, run away. He's like, you just farted. We just set this up. I don't want it to smell like ass. And I'm like, bro, you literally farted on me earlier. And he's like, no. He's like, the loud ones don't smell bad. Get out. And so I leave. And I end up crop dusting like his whole basement in the process. But like I start smelling it and it just smelled like fucking death. And so that was there for at least an hour or two while we finished working. He didn't talk to me very much until it was gone. But yeah.
Like, christened it. Like, well,
Oh yeah, I christened that thing. Like that thing was bad though.
Yeah, and then you spray Febreze, and it just smells like Febreze with fart.
Yeah, well, we didn't have any Febreze to spray, but it was one of those because you hit like a certain octave of I know octave isn't like a smell category, but we're gonna pretend it is.
we
You hit
get
a
it.
certain Yeah, you hit a certain octave of fart, and there's just nothing that you can do with it. like there's no amount of candles, matches,
I
whatever
can
the case may
taste
be.
it. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just so bad,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of dealing with those in my fucking studio before. Hey, come record. It's like I told you to come record, not fucking blow up my studio.
Yeah.
Mama Spider, welcome in. We are not staying on much longer. We're about to end, actually.
Hi, Mama S.
There's a new octave.
I told you guys. I mean, I'm that guy sometimes. I'm sorry.
But no, that
Sorry.
actually is completely true. It's funny
Yep.
because, yeah, I don't do that. I'm a lady. However,
Right.
however,
I learned that ladies fart in high school. I'll have you know.
yeah, they must have been like trashy. I don't know. Speaking of, by the way, I can't actually spell. The smell mulberry, potpourri. Yeah. I cannot ever smell that without thinking of raw shit because my mother used to put potpourri in our bathroom. It was always those packets, like those packets you get of potpourri that was mulberry, and every time my brain, every time I smell that anywhere, I'm like, who just shit? Like, what's happening? I just, goes hand in hand.
Mulberry's not a good smell, though.
Well, it's even worse when it, you have your entire childhood dedicated to affiliating that with being on the toilet.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's like a trigger for me. I'm like, like, run away. Oh, my mom bought me a candle like that once. I was like, take it back. I don't want it.
I'm pretty sure you just brought back repressed memories from my childhood. Like, I just remembered fucking potpourri growing up, and then at a certain point we stopped using it, and I remember my life was happier after we stopped.
You're welcome.
You was the potpourri mulberry? Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna call my mom after the stream and be like, "What fucking scent of potpourri did you used to buy when I was little?"
If it was
How
mulberry,
come?
I am so here for that. It's great.
If
How
it's
come? Mom, how come whenever I smell potpourri, I think of ass?
Well, it was always just in the bathroom, you know what I mean? It wasn't fucking anywhere else. That's why I've never been tempted to buy potpourri in my adult life, because I'm like, oh, that's the stuff that goes in the bathroom. Well, my bathroom doesn't smell that bad, so fuck.
My God.
On that note,
On the brown note.
on that note,
That's a sour note.
honestly, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us.
Yeah,
You're
a lot of fun.
because
Feels as though we all know each other better now.
no, that's true. Honestly, like, and we definitely, I know I'm gonna drag schools into one of the Among Us competitions. It's not a competition, but you know what I'm saying. One of the streams, we're gonna jump on there again soon, hopefully. But no,
Competition, if you would.
really appreciate it because, like I said, you do a lot of different stuff on your channel. You do a lot of stuff, personally, and getting to know you better and just kind of your personality and just kind of how you handle things, and it just, I love it. Like, that's what I'm here for. And to take the time that you could have been doing something else, to sit here and shoot the shit with us. Get it? Yeah, see, I did it. That was a good one. I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, honestly.
I appreciate you guys having me on. It was fun.
Yeah, for real, dude. It was a good time. And anytime you want to come back on, just let us know. We'll make it happen.
I will come back any time. I'll try to bring the little bro with me next time. That way you guys can hear about mushrooms and aliens.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Let's go.
Alex
yeah.
Jones podcast.
Such a contrasting personality, but that's a different conversation for another time.
For the
Guys,
next podcast.
if anybody doesn't know AlphaTyler, if you just popped, hi meow, if you just popped in, obviously the links are in the description. Check him out, check out his content, show up, say hi, join the community. He's got his own community going on. Join our community. Their links are all in the description. Skull's channel, everybody, everywhere, everything. Share the love, drop likes, subscriptions, do all that shit. And if there's somebody you want to see on the podcast, let us know, and we can see if we can make that happen. Also, drop comments because let's do just do, please. Thanks, appreciate it. I'll heart them. I promise. I really will. But yeah, I appreciate everybody taking their time and hanging out with us.
And we will see y'all elsewhere.
I want to be like pew pew pew.
Yeah, right. Fucking air horns.
All right. We were going to talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.